What's going on, everyone? It's me, Purple Haze. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good day. Just hello. What are you doing? How are you doing? I see some people in chat. I see Sourglow, Rudigs, Two Shades of Purple alumni. I see a Rasta. I see Ambi. I see Back for the Dead. Oh, I love how you did that. Back from the Dead. I love it. Jeff Janek, how are you? Yes, Jeff, this is the right stream. We are going to be talking a lot about something uh, that the show has been like probably 6 to 7 weeks in the making. A lot of things to cover here, as you can see in the description. I think I did it right. We're going to be talking a lot about Tencent, which is actually a gaming company that has a ton of influence in the gaming industry, but a lot of people don't know a lot about it. Don't know a lot about it. But before we do that, I do want to show and tell a few things. So yesterday, y'all, I was on Joe's podcast. Y'all know him as Angry Poultry, but also Joe. It's just Joe. Did a podcast with Ray Sherrod. It's on Spotify. I will link it somewhere eventually, but a great show there. And if you heard it, I actually showcased some of this on the show. But first of all, I did, if you haven't known, this is a book called Play Nice. It's from Jason Schreier. I think Jason's actually one of the I don't know, well-connected journalists out there. He's from Bloomberg, and I actually got it signed by Jason, so I'm super excited. It's about Blizzard. It's the rise and fall of Blizzard and the future of Blizzard. So y'all know I've been playing a lot of Diablo 4, so that's gonna be exciting. And one last thing, I do want to showcase this because some people, you know, yeah, I don't know. They're gonna call me crazy. I'm gonna call myself crazy, but I do want to showcase this really quick, just in case y'all are like, "Who was that for?" Yeah, I got it. I got it. I got the Nintendo alarm clock Alarmo. It is actually sold out in the United States in the New York City Nintendo store. I was able to get mine. I'm keeping it in the box in case it does a tickle me Elmo. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, in case it does that right now, it's going on Amazon, on eBay for like over $200. Yeah, yeah, I got it. I got it. I know y'all are jealous. Y'all are jealous. But with that said, let me bring on the one, the only, Crazy Louie. What?
You got the watch. No.
No, it's an alarm clock, Louie.
Oh, the alarm clock. Oh.
The alarm clock.
Is that the Nintendo alarm clock, right?
Yes, it came out yesterday and it's sold out. It's sold out.
I want to control. Luke, control yourself. Luke, control yourself.
What? It's what? What's wrong?
Well, the thing is that they like. Okay, what's so special about that clock? First things first, like for example.
Okay, so
I heard something yesterday. I was like,
no. I mean, totally get it. Look, I'm not saying this is a must buy. I am not saying anything like that. What I am saying is that it's like a collectible, right? But here's what I will say for alarm clocks. So it has sounds that go with it, right?
Yeah, I know that.
It's an alarm clock and it has some motion stuff. So if you were to look up a regular alarm clock that has a soundscape so that you could do like rain or you could do I don't know, the ocean waves, and it just plays. Go look how much that is that has some type of animation on it. And you're gonna find that those alarm clocks usually go for like between $80 to like $200.
It captures your emotion, though, huh?
I don't know. Like, it's in the box, like I said, in case I need to sell this thing for like 4 times what I bought it for. You know, I'm always.
We were joking about that yesterday in XP. I was like, so wait, it captures your emotions while you're sleeping. I was like, but what happens? I don't know. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna keep it GPG.
Yeah, I know. Look at this. Nintendo. Look at these people. It is. They make kid games for a reason, Louis. Do not do that.
No. I'll behave. But Purple, thank you for having me on tonight, man. I mean, I said I gotta sit down and talk to Purple about Tencent because you know probably a lot more than for me just digging. I mean, I found a pretty cool website that pretty much explained on how far, like, but that's not even half of it. I imagine that what they mentioned on there, like how far their tentacles are in the gaming industry. I mean, those guys are huge. I did not know that. I mean, seriously, I did not know how much invested these guys are in Tencent. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean, yeah, I think like so if y'all don't know, we're talking about Tencent here, Chinese company, and one of the thing, and I am so upset right now. Like Restream is like messed up my ratio aspect, so it's all weird. So if you see me trying to like get that all right, y'all don't notice, but I know it's on my end. Um, so the thing about Tencent is like right, they acquired Riot,
yeah, they're car
right,
right. I know that,
right.
which is
Uh,
Valorant, League of Legends, and
Right,
yeah.
they have a significant investment in Epic,
Mm-hmm.
and they have, I believe they also acquired Supercell.
Supercell, because they pretty much started like a chat thing, wasn't it? Like a WeChat thing, I think it's
WeChat,
called.
they have a couple of different
Yeah.
social media chat arms. So they're basically like an internet social conglomerate type
Mhm.
of company. So yeah, they're pretty huge. Oh, there we go. Okay, I think I fixed it. So yeah, so they own a lot of stuff. I think they have like, one thing that's a little different about, and we talked about this a few months ago, which is I think in the Western world, we have different ideas of like conglomerates and large companies. Like in the
Yeah.
Western world, like we have companies that essentially, for the most part, at least in technology, kind of like are somewhat singular focus, and then they like go a mile deep, and they basically build super high walls and impenetrable barriers, and
Yeah.
that's why we have like the monopoly laws we have here, or anti competitive laws that we have here.
Yeah.
Other countries actually they have a lot of rules which prevent them from going like super down like that, and instead they go super wide. So some companies that are like this are like Tata in India, obviously Tencent, obviously Kia in Korea. Like these are companies that are like just all over the place.
Mhm.
And it's just because of how they have to grow. Like their laws allow them to grow like this, as where in this country our laws allow you to more or less grow like that.
Okay. So basically, understanding like they can basically just go anywhere they want. You're pretty much saying like Tencent just say I can go wherever I want. No.
I mean, it connects, like, so it all makes sense in a way when you unpackage it. So Tencent is really it's all about the internet with Tencent. Like it's all
Mm-hmm.
about internet, social media, like the social technology type of stuff. And so that's why they got into gaming. That's why they're into chat. That's why I believe they have like some storefronts. I believe they have like a cloud arm to them. It's that's how they are. But with that said, they are like the largest mobile gaming company in the world. Part of that has to do with the main gaming in China is mobile,
Yeah.
and they are the incumbent there. So it
Because
kind of like goes with the territory.
like I said, I did some digging over on the gaming side, right? Because I know they're pretty much everywhere. Because all I did was let me look at the gaming, for example. I know they have in
I'm showing extra life reviews. I had to show it off to one of my Nintendo fans as well. I got it. I got it. Extra life reviews. I got it.
oh man, every time I see that alarm clock, I just start cracking up because seriously, we were asking questions
I
yesterday.
got it.
Oh, they asked me about that alarm clock, but I was trying to control myself because I didn't want to go real deep with it. But yeah, um, so with Tencent, right?
Hmm.
Like I said, there's some investigating over in the gaming side. I know they have some stock in From Software. Like for example, something
Investment.
they is it investment or is it stock? I'm kind of confused.
Nah, it's like the same. Like if you own stock, it's
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Because I know, for example, with the whole Wukong situation, I know what they did. They pretty much had like a 5% stock in there, but pretty much they were the powerhouse with that game. Because if it wasn't basically for them, I mean, look what happened. They got like they literally showed everyone how big and how powerful pretty much they are. I mean, just one day you have Wukong sell and be on Steam with 2 million active players. It was insane. I
But I
mean,
don't know. I don't think that's because of Tencent, right?
hmm. You don't think so? Because
No.
here's the thing though, they had the rights to market that game, right? they have the right to market it, because I know that since they got like a 5% stock in there or something, they have like a marketing rights to it. And I know like pretty much like I said, I did a little bit of digging. I saw pictures, with Tencent, kind of like a little bit of pictures with the logo, stuff like that. But I don't know if they're true, because there's a lot of things
Yeah,
that are
no,
out there that from these sites that you don't know if they're a reliable source or not. Because like I said, you really gotta dig into this. It's hard to find information
no. I
about how far they go.
Yeah, so when you think about so I think this is a great point. So again, y'all, we were talking about Tencent, we're
Yeah.
talking about the gaming landscape in China. And when you think about China, like what is a huge difference between China and the United States?
Yeah.
What is it?
What is it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, China is isn't China a communist country? I think it is.
Communist country.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a communist
exactly,
country. Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
So when you think about communist country, what that basically means is the state owns the means of production and
Hmm.
distribution,
Hmm.
right? So when we think about Black Myth Wukong, there's been a couple of different people who've analyzed the sales from Black Myth Wukong, and what they've kind of come up with is roughly 85 to 88% of Black Myth Wukong was sold in China,
Yeah, that's
right?
true. That's true.
So when you put that into perspective, and then you start to see uh, what Black Myth Wukong represented for the Chinese government, right? China has historically tried to have their own version of Hollywood.
Yeah,
So like normally in China, you have movies that are really big in China aren't big here, but movies that are big here aren't big in China. And what China's really trying to gain, and this is like just like a strategic advantage. They've trying to have gained a lot of influence, and so with Black Myth Wukong, there's quite a bit of background to say that the Chinese government now is starting to see what they've been trying to do with cinema,
hmm,
they're able to accomplish with gaming.
gaming. Oh shit.
So there was a lot of like pushing from China, like from a side of like gaming we've never really seen, which is a government body pushing the game. And then when you think about where China was just a few years ago with gaming, right? So China actually put a lot of curbs to
Yeah,
gaming to put
I
how
remember that.
much kids could actually game and so forth. And they just
Hmm.
repealed that not too long ago. And
Hmm.
so there's a couple of different forces that are going on within China that probably resulted in that. Obviously, Tencent's a partner, but it's not like Tencent is actually the main one because you have to also think about what did I say? The government, a communist
Now the
country,
government.
owns
Yeah.
the means of production and distribution.
Now I don't know why they're so powerful. I mean, it's insane. You got the government backing you up, and not only that, I also like did some search about how many gamers are in China. Pretty much half the population in China is gaming. It's
Yeah,
insane. Half of it, pretty much half of it.
I mean, a lot of it's gaming, but it's not the gaming that we do, right? Like,
Oh,
so a lot of it, yeah. So like console gaming, they're obviously they have consoles, they have PCs there, but a lot of the gaming's like uh a lot of mobile gaming. They're on a lot of other types of like things that are maybe not as popular here. Obviously, there's overlaps in both places, but a lot of what's there is just a little different than here.
hmm.
And so I mean, and I know what we wanna get to eventually is like Tencent and like Yubi,
Yes, Ubi.
Tencent,
We gotta jump into
Tencent,
that.
and I think like Black Myth Wukong is actually I think there's a lot of things that Black Myth Wukong showed, and some of it you know, I think will influence not just Tencent, but you got NetEase. You have a couple of Chinese companies there that
Oh,
are pretty big,
hmm,
and I think a lot will influence that. So yeah. So if y'all did not know, um, reporting came out last week. Was it last week, Louis? I know you
yeah.
sent
It
me a
was. It
message.
was. It was. I think it was on Friday. It was Friday or Saturday, close to that. Yeah. That Ubisoft was literally think like is sitting down thinking like talking to private tenants like for them to like acquire them privately. Something is going down
Yeah.
in
So
there.
so 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 a few things. So that's like obviously the way that the article kind of painted it,
Not
but
that big, yeah.
but for the most, what I think is probably if there was any buyout going on, I would think that Potentially Ubisoft would buy back their shares that they sold to Tencent.
Mhm.
That could also happen because Ubisoft will want to go private. Potentially, Ubisoft and Tencent make an agreement to buy the rest of the shares and then let Ubisoft go private. These are conversations that go on quite frequently. A lot of people, I don't think, are aware that Ubisoft is a family owned company for the most
Yeah,
part.
but what's the family? Is Guillemot or Guillemot?
Uh,
I don't know how to say that
is
name.
Guillermo.
Guillemot.
Guillermo.
Yeah, Guillemot. You
Guillermo.
gotta say it with the French accent.
Yeah,
Guillemot.
Guillermo, right? And
Guillemot.
so the family owns roughly 25% of that. So just to put that in perspective, Ubisoft is roughly worth, if you go by the stock price, which a lot of people actually would say is at a discount right now. Actually, the person I interviewed last week, Gun Surgeon, and I talked about it a little bit. It's probably at a discount to what it should be trading.
Mhm.
But if we were to actually take their market valuation, it's at $10 billion. So that means the Guillermo family is worth of roughly at least 2.5 billion.
Just 2.5 billion? Just that's it?
If they own 25% of 10
I mean, no,
billion,
no. Oh, no, no, no. But I'm saying that's it. I mean, that's.
oh,
I thought
obviously
it was more.
the Guillermo family owns other assets and media
Ah,
stuff, but they
yeah.
are 2.5 billion. Louis, you have that laying around?
No, I wish I did though, but no. But I'm just saying though. I thought because with Ubisoft, man, because Ubisoft is big though, bro. You got
you
20,000 employees. You got, I mean, that's a big ass studio, right? I
yeah,
mean,
but you have to
it's just like
understand
wow.
how publicly traded
Yeah,
companies are
yeah.
valued. Like in the West, like in the United States, like we put something called a market multiple, right? So that means like basically what is it that we're willing to pay for a gaming studio? Usually the market multiple for a Western gaming company, whether it's Take Two, EA, ABK, was somewhere in the range between 20 and 30 times earnings. So what that means is like ABK went for something like 60 to 70 billion, right?
Yes, it was 68 billion. Yeah.
So in reality is that ABK only ABK made roughly about 1 to 2 billion a year. So we gave them a huge that of profit, not
Profit.
revenue.
Okay.
And so when you that's a lot, right? Depending on so that's a ton. And so but we gave them a premium of 20 times that earnings to give them their valuation. The United States gives the highest market multiples for a gaming company, period.
Okay.
The other places you go on the world, they don't give that same premium
Okay.
because of other rules. So, like, Nintendo's a great example. Nintendo makes between like four to 6 billion a year in profit,
Profit.
but the but we only give Nintendo a market multiple of like 5. And so if we were to give Nintendo a market multiple, say what we would give, let's say, Take Two, Nintendo would probably be worth upwards of 150 to 200 billion. So it's a little different when we start to talk about valuations across like countries because a lot has to do where it's located, what are they valuing it at? It's so many different things. So it's really, really hard to say. So with that said, when we talk about Ubisoft and Tencent, right? And this conversation about potentially Tencent taking them over.
Taking over.
Tencent
Yeah.
Tencent obviously can do whatever they want. I'm not in those boardrooms. But what I would say is if we think about the companies that Tencent has invested in and taken a majority stake in, Supercell, Riot, and Epic, if we think about their business models compared to,
Hmm.
let's say, an EA, right? You're going to see something similar there, right? What did I say Tencent was? Tencent, we know, is this behemoth of a mobile gaming company,
Yeah.
right? What are the games that Supercell makes?
What are the
Super
games?
Supercell, if you go look it up, a lot of free to play models, and then you kind of pay a little bit more. If we look at Riot, obviously you have a
Oh, Clash of Clans. Oh, oh my God, they're the ones who own Clash of Clans.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly. So
Jesus.
like a lot of those business models kind of go together. right? And so that's the biggest thing that I would say is that usually if a business is going to spread out, it, how do the business models compare to each other, right? I would say Ubisoft has a different business model than Tencent. That's one thing. Obviously, you have the brand like China taking over Ubisoft. That would actually potentially cause issues on their IP and potentially the way the IP is viewed, which we've seen many times. For example, in other markets where we've had beer or wine or whiskey. I don't know why alcohol is coming to my mind, but we've had those types of companies that were bought by a foreign group, and then people are like, "Oh, it's not the same." So there's a lot of things when you're talking about a uh, international buying of a company, especially when with a product. And I'm not even getting to labor laws within France and with whether or not Tencent will want that. So when I read it, I actually read this thing. Obviously, Tencent could come in if they wanted to. It would be a significant buy for them. Like I said, right now, UV's worth about 10. They would have to offer somewhere up range or probably around 16 billion, if not 20, if it became a bidding war. And on top of that, like I said, there's just a couple of cultural mixes where I don't know if that makes as much sense for Tencent as much as it's like Tencent is just continuing to be an investor and a partner with UB.
Because here's the thing, though. I read the other day Tencent said that we're gonna start pulling out from companies that are out of China that they have money like they're invested in. It happened with this game that it launched, and then the day after the game launched, I mean, they literally pulled out, and the studio right away they shut down. That was Visions of Mana. I don't know if you heard about that one.
I had heard of Vision. I never even played
Uh,
it, but I do know
but
about Visions.
there was a studio that Tencent had money invested in it, and so since they decided to pull out after Wukong was way successful, they said, "Okay, we're pulling out from some of the studios out there that we put money in it." The next day, I mean, that game came out. I think it was on a Thursday, and on Friday, the studio already announced that we're shutting down. We're out. We're
Yeah.
out.
So so you have to understand, why did Tencent go out and start investing in foreign companies to begin with, right? And it has a lot to do with the Chinese government several years ago put a lot of um,
Restrictions.
restrictions and regulations in place, and which basically meant the biggest Chinese gaming companies could not grow.
So
Uh,
that's why they went out. Oh,
so
wow.
they then went out to diversify and get partners internationally. So now with the Chinese government potentially shifting their stance, especially the overall economy in China, right, has slowed down to what some economists would say is for China uh, a pretty significant idea, just because China's main strategy is to try to catch the US in size.
Hmm.
So now China is loosening up some of their restrictions. They've seen the success of Black Myth Wukong, and we talked about this, chat. Y'all heard me talk about this a month before Wukong came out. Because of Wukong's success, they're now, and because of the Chinese government's loosening up of restrictions, they don't necessarily need the
That's the one
investment
for.
in
Wow.
foreign. They're not so much reliant on that. So if you mix that idea with the idea that potentially the Guillermo family is looking to go private, it makes sense to where they would be considering the valuation of what does Tencent thinks their stake is valued at, what does the Guillermo family believe their stake is valued at, and whether or not the Guillermo family would then make a bid to acquire the shares that Tencent owns, and or does it make sense for Tencent to grab a larger stake in Ubisoft and potentially those two become a private entity and take the company private themselves.
Take them private themselves. Because here's the thing, though. I mean, if the way Ubisoft has been handled, I keep on saying it, right? A lot of people are saying that they need to restructure. I said if they did not start restructuring when they started to have a problem, which was for me, it started in 2014. Back in 2014 when Watch Dogs released, because Ubisoft has got a lot of bad names now. For example, they released Prince of Persia, which phenomenal game. I mean, a lot of people who
Yes.
played it was phenomenal, straight on. but it did not sell as much. I was like, why didn't Prince of Persia sell as much? But then I sit down and think about it. I'm like, Ubisoft needs to get that reputation they used to have back. And in 2014, for me, is when their reputation started to slump, right? To start to go down. Because in 2014, when they released on Watch Dogs, they gave you a trailer. You're like, oh man, look at this. Happened to me with Division, right? The game, The Division. I saw the game. I was like, oh wow, man, straightforward. I said, okay, let me get my next gen console. Let me go get my Xbox One. Let me go, get out my console and everything just to play this game. But when the game released, it just wasn't the same. A lot of people started to complain about that, like, wow, they're not the same. Assassin's Creed, took another curve at the Black Flag. They released like I forgot what they released one in France, and then they released one, I think it was in England,
I don't
which
know. They got a bunch of Assassin's Creed.
you don't like Assassin's Creed
They
that much.
got like 12 of them. I don't know. I can't.
There's like 100 of them. I don't
I
know,
just
but
know I play the third
they
one's
took
like
they took a
prologue.
weird turn. Then they came back with Oranges, which was pretty good. Then they went to Sparta, and then like now
I
it's
don't know.
Yeah, it's just too much for Assassin's Creed. But yeah, for me it was Black Flag was the best one, hands down. And yeah, they like took a weird curve and kind of lost their way on their games. Like for example, you got Rainbow Six, which of course has been good, right? It's been good because the
Rainbow Six is
online
solid.
is solid, yes, but we need some Rainbow Six games, some type of spy games, stuff like that to bring back. I mean, they need to find a way back, and not only that, release it with a better quality. Because Star Wars, one of the main problems that happened with Star Wars was you guys had the name, you guys could have taken a lot of advantage. One thing that really messed them up was the price, the really high price. People talked a lot about it, and not only that, after they released it, it was a buggy, messy game. But I know a lot of people who are playing it that tell me, "Hey, this game is good, it's fun," but it's kind of like a mixed thing right there with the Star
So,
Wars game.
so what I would say, like
Yeah.
France, like I said, the France has Rouser mentioned some stuff. He mentioned like consumer protections. France also has some really interesting labor laws that make it extremely like interesting place to do business. Let me just say it like that. And so a lot of times when you talk about their size, um, like doing business in France comes with, like I said, there is a lot of social protections, but also when you're doing business, it is harder to essentially like go of groups of people. So there is that goes on there. What I would say is though, I think Ubisoft is getting singled out for something that's happening across the gaming industry. And this, yes, like if I were to ask you, what gaming company is doing well right now?
No, that's a whole other situation too. Because I mean,
N- Well,
pretty much none right
yeah,
now.
it's the
None,
entire
none.
industry.
And this
The
entire
ones
industry is in a
the
slump. That's
ones that
true.
are doing well, and this is like Louis, like I play them all. I have them all, but the reason why I kind of pick on the larger players
Mhm.
is because the smaller players are nimble enough, slim enough to actually uh pivot in the industry. Once you get large, it's hard to do. So if you can show like EA not necessarily doing well. Take Two, the only reason Take Two is like still looking like they are is because there's a lot of hype around Grand Theft Auto 6.
And not
Micro-
the
Microsoft not doing
Microsoft.
Xbox not doing well,
Mm-mm,
right? Sony PlayStation kind of breaking even, right? Nintendo
mm-mm.
does well, but that's because Nintendo has a lot of smaller studios that are working on like the size of the Zelda team compared to like the size of the um name your other big IP at another big
Wanna
company.
wanna know a fun fact about Nintendo that I discovered it, what was it, 2 days ago? I was sitting there in the show and I was
What's
like,
that?
Nintendo when they release a game, how quick, especially a Zelda title, Mario, when those games release, like in 10 days, you get 5, 6, or even 10 million sales right away, right? Go look up for Zelda, see how well they've done. I mean,
The most recent Zelda, because the most recent Zelda is a couple of
yeah.
different things, right? If we think about tier, so we always talk about Zelda. Holt and I talked
Mm,
about this before. Zelda has actually two different IPs within the same umbrella. You have the 3D Zeldas, which most recently are Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild,
okay,
right, which have sold 30 million, 24 million respectively.
insane.
Then you have the more kiddish Zeldas, right? Which is
Oh,
the ones that top down, the Zelda as a kid, the Link as the kid. And now you have this one in which you have Zelda, the first time we've had a Zelda game. So you're introducing a new protagonist and a character that potentially they'll build on at another date. So understand that the game's not potentially selling at the same time, but Zelda traditionally, when we think about the kids' Zeldas, it's like the same vein as the Marios. They consistently sell over time. It's not necessarily
Oh,
that
okay,
large
okay.
blockbuster.
I thought it was gonna be, because of course this is Legend of Zelda.
No,
It's like, man, this game is gonna sell
look
10
at
million 10
look
days
at
like it
the
usually
no
does.
no no Zelda traditionally is a franchise, right? It was only because of Breath of the Wild that where we start to see that 20 million and then Tears of the Kingdom
Mhm.
coming in with 20 million.
Yeah.
Those are those games. Those have a certain audience. But
Hmm.
the Zelda traditionally has struggled to be in the 2 to 4 million range when sales.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, like, yeah, that's why that's why Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom was such a, like, huge
That
thing
big,
for the Zelda
huge.
community.
Oh my
So
god.
so knowing that, but regardless, you
Yeah.
can see, like, smaller studios can take risks, can potentially pivot because they are bootstrapped, they're a little bit more indie, they don't have shareholders to report to, but once you get to a certain size,
Hmm.
your number one stakeholder pivots from being the game and making something super fun to your financials and just trying to appease investors.
This is why I'm playing more indies more than ever. I
No,
mean,
I mean
I've
indies
become a
are
big indie guy now. It's incredible because I used to like play big AAA games. Now I look at an indie, I'm like, okay, let me jump and play an indie because it's just way more fun.
yeah, no, and Holtz is here. Holtz will tell you. Holtz has played all the Zeldas, and so thinking of it from that perspective, like that's why I think Ubisoft gets singled out as far as like I think it's in vogue to criticize Ubisoft, right?
Hmm.
You hear a lot of people. A lot of these attacks are, I think, what's the word? Bad faith attacks to say like whether it's about DEI or there's a lot of women there. Um,
Oh, that's the extra one they added there. Yeah, because it's like how I said, Ubisoft has been getting a
but
lot
but there's another
attention.
like interesting phenomenon, right? Like game developers are traditionally computer programmers,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And when you make a game, you have a lot of artists who make a game. Usually, you contract that out. You have game writers. Usually, you contract that out. You have game developers, the programmers, the back end, and everything. And usually, those are computer science people. One of the most interesting things, and a lot of people don't know this, Wit will probably know if she's still in chat. One of the interesting things in France and most of the European Union versus the United States, in the United States, computer science majors are dominated by men. Like in the United States, 70 to 80% of computer science majors are men. In the European and specifically in France, it flips to where most of the computer science majors are actually women. And so when you're thinking about the talent pool for who Ubisoft is pulling from, it is a mostly female talent pool. On top of that, Ubisoft is one of the few gaming companies that actually hire on full-time staff that are artists, that are musicians, that are some of these more creative types. So there's a couple of reasons why I think Ubisoft gets picked on because it does look differently.
Right.
Um, and so I think it's they get but I could say the same thing, the same issues that are plaguing Ubisoft are the same things that plague all these other companies, and that's that for the longest time, as the industry grew, they could essentially do the same thing and grow because the industry was growing. But now that the industry's kind of stagnated and in some cases has shrunk, you now have a situation in which a lot of these companies cannot appease the investors anymore. They're not growing. They don't have the muscle to create anymore because what they've done for a long, long time is just wash, rinse, and repeat. And
Hmm.
some of them can still get away with it. ABK is a perfect example. They can still get away with it.
Hmm.
Some of them not. Bethesda not able to get away with it, even though they're changing some things. Ubisoft not able to get away with it. EA seems like they're somewhat navigating. So again, but if you look at it, they all kind of have all these large ones. I'm not talking
Hmm.
Gunfire Studios or like People Can Fly, like my favorite studio. I'm not talking those. I'm talking these large multi-billion
A lot of companies there.
dollar companies are
Mhm.
all kind of struggling, but it's an industry issue,
I
not
know
necessarily a
this has
one
been
studio.
one hell of an awful year. I mean, I remember I remember in my chat a lot of people were saying, "Why doesn't Microsoft swoop in and buy Ubisoft?" I was like, "That's not going to happen right now." I mean, right now they gotta. I keep telling them that Microsoft should not, for now, not for now, for like a couple. I say a couple years, should not go out and buy unless if there's like an opportunity for them to get something. Should not go out there like and get something. You know, they should like just relax, chill. They have what they have, build what they have, and get things going because they got so many games right now. They gotta start to release them, so everyone can be happy, playing these games and everything. And get not only that, get all the players, the attraction for the gamers and everything jump in there. But with this whole situation with Tencent and Ubisoft, right? How are the regulators going to acknowledge this? I mean, how is this going to go through, especially right after? Because
Um,
that's going to be interesting, though, because that's going to be
so
a whole new thing if that does go through,
so if it
right?
so I think
Yeah,
that's actually probably the one of the biggest
biggest
reasons
things.
I
Yeah.
think Tencent would steer clear of it, right?
Hmm.
Is because regulators would jump on this. And despite what we would like to think about regulators, it is very political. And
Hmm.
so you saw Microsoft basically launch an entire, to give you an example, the total number of regulators, lawyers on the FTC, the CMA, in the EU, the total number of lawyers assigned to the Microsoft Activision case, Microsoft had the same number of law firms assigned to that case. That's to tell you like how much power Microsoft brought to the forefront in that battle. When you look at across the thing, and this is well known, when you look across the thing, Microsoft had over 300 law firms, 300 lawyers representing some like 20 something law firms. The regulators, FTC had the most of them, and they still only had 7. So that's to kind of tell you like how much power they put to it. And because it was a Western company buying at the end of the day a United States company,
Hmm.
it's not so much. Now, let's look at let's look at Ubisoft versus Tencent. Not the same case, right? In this situation, I've already talked to you about the cultural situation.
Yeah.
Who, Louis, you were following the ABK deal very closely. Who was the first regular of the big three? CMA, FTC, EU.
You
Who was the first regulator to say, "Oh, we'll let this go through"?
will let this go through at the CMA, FTC. I mean, EU was the first one who let this.
Okay, where does France sit?
It's in EU, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
So there's a pride thing there
Okay.
between the European Union to say that hey, they will get bought out by a Chinese company. There's a lot of pride there. So you could almost guarantee that the EU traditionally who takes the strongest stands, the CMA is now starting to take that mantle away. The EU probably would look at the deal and scrutinize it a lot,
Hmm.
much more so than they did with the Xbox deal. On top of that, when we look at the actual piece of the pie that gaming represents, Xbox was still dwarfed. One of their main arguments was like, hey, we're still dwarfed by Sony, we're still dwarfed by Tencent, we're still almost to a degree dwarfed by Nintendo. Yes, we're not that big. You can't make that argument with Tencent, right? They would have to make the argument that like, hey, we're trying to expand into PC and into mobile, but then the regulators are going to come back and start to say stuff like, well, you have such a dominant position in China, and we know that China represents 50% of the gamers. So you will start to probably see a lot of scrutiny there, and most likely China, because again, same reason with what's going on in the United States with TikTok, right? United States is thinking of banning
TikTok.
TikTok, right?
I remember that.
Right. And why are they thinking about that? They're thinking of it not because of a monopoly, not because of like some um loss of information because of privacy issues, right? Something that they could easily have banned any number of United States companies for, specifically Facebook, for selling user data to other countries. So when you think about like the reasoning people will take and what they can look at, um, China, in order to work in the EU, would still need to cede some type of control to a European body. Like you can't just buy a European company and run it and think it's okay. Like there's a lot of regulations involved. There's a lot of rules involved. It gets very messy. And one of the last things that again that we're dealing with, we're not dealing with like a traditional public company like we were with ABK,
Mhm.
right? The majority stakeholder is still the Guillemot family, right? Owns 25% of the stake in that stock. If they want to sell, then they will sell. All indications until today, up through today, have been like they have had opportunities to sell many times in the past, and they have been very solid that they do not want to sell.
They don't want to sell, yeah. Because
So could go through, but again, I just think that some of these more like historical issues, I just don't know.
because the thing is though,
Yes.
Purple, because we all know that Ubisoft has the Microsoft Cloud with them too. Yeah, but I think it's in Europe, right? They have the EU, or is it the CM? I think it was CMA. I don't remember, because basically Microsoft is selling them like the rights to the cloud for over there. So
Can I
I
mention
think it's
something right there? Can I mention
okay.
something right there?
Go for it. Go for it.
I just want to, because I think, do you remember who came on your show and said the deal is not going to go through unless it was extended or restructured? Do you remember someone telling you that?
Yes, yes,
Do
yes,
you,
yes.
who was that? Who was
That
that?
was you. That was you. 100%.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
You
Oh
nailed that
my
one. Yes.
goodness.
You nailed that one.
And
Yes.
everybody was telling me, no, it doesn't need to be restructured. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And then it got restructured. I
And
just
then
want
I
to
go
put it
check
out
it.
there.
Yep.
You did congratulate me when it did go
Oh,
through. You
oh,
did.
I know. Yes, yes,
You
yes.
did. You did.
I
I did.
did.
Okay, keep going. I had just had a.
So, you know what? If this deal goes through, we gotta have a round two.
Oh, this one? If this one, they haven't even announced the deal. They haven't even announced the
And
deal.
I'm waiting for that to be announced because
I
that's
don't know
gonna.
if it's. I don't know if it's
Oh
gonna
man,
announce.
because I just like I said, just sitting here reading through all that stuff again, going through those 8 hour long podcasts, just listening to people just talk. Oh my god, I remember all those painful days. My god, and there's 200 papers of reading. Oh man, but because that's the thing though, what's gonna happen if they say okay, Ubisoft says okay, Tencent here. We're gonna give you the company. Let's go. The Guillemot family says, "Okay, let's make this deal. Let's make it go through." What would happen to that? Because Tencent is already a powerhouse in cloud over there in China. So what's gonna happen with that? I mean, are they gonna sell it out? Are they gonna keep it? Or
I like I said, I think that's why it gets very complicated. Actually, what I think would be honestly, what I think would be, and no one's even talking about this. What I think could be a more solid play if the Guillemot family were to look to sell. I mean, yeah, these are business people, right? If you're selling, what are you trying to do? You're selling at the highest price, right?
Mhm.
Probably what I would do if I was them is I would sell part of it to Tencent. I would probably sell part of it to Sony. I would piece out and sell each part at a higher um at a premium to get the biggest bang. Like there's a lot of other companies, like people aren't even talking about the Saudi Wealth Fund.
yeah,
They are another big player in the game, and you know they withdrew from Embracer Group, right? But that who's to say that they wouldn't try to stick their hat out there to say they wouldn't try to do it? There's a couple of private equity firms that have tried to get their hands on gaming IP in the past who say they wouldn't try to do it. But again, you're bringing up like the questions you have are legit questions. And I don't think this would get settled anytime soon because, again, there's a lot of ABK and Microsoft, two United States companies, two companies that have strong lobbying arms in the Western world. At the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of pressure to get that through. When you're talking about a Chinese company buying a Western company, guess what? the the West isn't like, oh yeah, China, come save us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So there's going to be it's like very in vogue if you're a Western power to say we're taking a stance against China. Like no one's like, yeah, let's help China get better. So I think these are kind of more of the conversations, the calculations that need to be done. And again, we're dealing with a billion-dollar family here. Like, this is not a small family.
Mhm.
Um, what they want to sell. And oh, by the way, Ubisoft is still profitable. It's not like they're not profitable. It's just that similar to the rest of the gaming industry, they are going through a slump.
Mhm.
And
That one too.
right. And so does it turn a corner? Right. There's a lot of catalysts. I think there's a lot of win in the sales of Ubisoft that if you're looking at a long-term view, right? If you look at Ubisoft's breakdown of where they sell games, 50% in console, 30% in PC, and like the rest is split between like their cloud subscription service and mobile, right? If we think about console, what is potentially an opening for Ubisoft next year that they haven't necessarily had in the previous years? Not at the probably where they would want to be. Like, think about it. You sell to consoles, you sell to PCs,
See?
and you sell to mobile.
Mhm.
Next year, there's actually something that will allow where people think console sales will increase next year, and potentially the year after that overtake PC for size um, temporarily in 2026.
What would that
Let
be?
me give you a hint. Let me give you a hint. Let me give you a hint.
Nintendo?
Nintendo Switch 2. Not all of Ubisoft's games can play on the Switch, and so therefore Ubisoft does not have necessarily the same reach into Nintendo that potentially they've had in previous generations, where there was a little bit more parity between all the systems. If you're putting a game on Nintendo right now from Ubisoft, you're putting an older title, right? You're not running Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the Switch. You know what I mean?
No, no, you're just not. You're
So
just not.
now, if you now get to a potentially a Switch that's as strong as a PS4 Pro or a little bit stronger than that, now you can run some of these games like so. This potentially is a catalyst that will help Ubisoft, potentially also help Microsoft, and so these are kind of the things you have to think about. If you're not necessarily losing money now, you're still able to pay debts. Again, I think this was a lot of like they're looking at it. There's obviously an activist investor who's looking to oust the Guillermo family from running Ubisoft. But
Because I think like I said, there's been Ubisoft has just been going down on a slump. It's crazy because one of the things is like
it's a good
I'd
question, Jax.
one of the things I say about Ubisoft, right? It's like the quality on the games just hasn't been the same for like years. They need to switch up. They need to gear up. They need to give us something good. Like for example, we got Assassin's Creed delayed, which for me was good. I mean, I found like it's in a good thing because at the end of the day, for example, how they deliver Star Wars, if they can deliver something nice, something that's like better than what these companies have delivered this generation. Because this gen, we've seen a lot of games coming out and they're not fully optimized, right? So if Ubisoft delivers this Assassin's Creed, especially that title, with a good optimization standard and everything, I mean, they could go somewhere else, and that could bring in more money for them. Especially, I've been saying it for years. I would like to see an Assassin's Creed in the Japan era. I'm tired of France. I'm tired of all this stuff. Okay,
Tired of France.
I mean, not France, like going like going over there, Rome, stuff like that. I want to see them
You want
go
to see
to
Japan?
Japan. Yes, I want to see Japan. I want to see the
So
swords. I want to see all that stuff. You know, Assassin's Creed should be there because since it's like a ninja stealth type of game, it feels like it. Yeah. So going to Japan will be an awesome thing. So for them delaying this game and say, okay, let's release it next year. Let's fix up a couple more things before we release it. hey, I'm down for that 100% if they actually deliver a good quality.
Yeah. So yeah, and I want to answer this question from Jax82. Will Ubisoft subscription services be taken off of Xbox as well if Ubisoft is involved, if Tencent is involved? So I think
So,
if Tencent were to buy them out again, like from my point of view, I think there's a lot of Louis kind of unearthing a lot of like these obstacles that are legit obstacles, right? These are not like I told you. How much did Microsoft have to bring to the forefront to let that
Jesus.
to get that through, right? Is Tencent willing to do the same thing, knowing that the culture, like, there's a lot of like just obstacles I think that are there. But if you want to know how Tencent would be involved, or what they would do, just look. Did Epic change a lot of what they did when Tencent took the majority stake in there? No, right? You probably didn't even notice it,
Nope.
correct?
Didn't
So
even
I would think Ubisoft would if it were to go through, you would probably have Tencent like say like hands off. But again, I different business models between Tencent and Ubi for the most part. Um, but yeah, I don't think you would see any difference to tell you the truth. But to answer your question, Louis, which was what was your question? I forget where what
I was talking about like Ubisoft. You know how they're releasing these games and
ah
yeah,
that's yeah, yeah.
they gotta fix that because, for example, one of the good games they released, and it's a good game, is called, I think, Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I think it is
Mm-hmm.
Breaking Point or Break. I keep forgetting the name. I know it's Wildlands. You got Breakpoint, right?
Yeah, a whole bunch of them, yeah.
Yeah. So Breakpoint, when you sit down and you play it, it's not bad. It's not a bad game. It's actually a good game, right? But the problem with that game was that it was poorly, badly optimized when it was released. It was a buggy mess and all that stuff. Nobody paid attention to it. But throughout the years, went by, the optimized and made it better. People played it and they started to enjoy it. So this is what I'm saying about Ubisoft. I mean, they got to change that because, I mean, literally here in Dominican they call it Boogie Soft. Boogie Soft.
Yeah,
That's what they call it, Boogie Soft, because it's full bugs. That's
but
the
I think the whole entire gaming industry, like I said, the bigger companies have gotten away with that.
yep, yep.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not just
But,
Ubisoft.
but
You
Ubisoft
could
has got the most.
well, like I think there's reasons why it gets signaled out the way it does. Um, like I just think that that there are legit reasons why Ubisoft gets singled out where EA doesn't. But on top of that, what I would say is I think they are looking at it, right? They obviously delayed their game. They're also changing one of their other models that we talked about them releasing on Switch, right? Which are potentially that could potentially open up more revenue for them.
Yeah.
But we also didn't mention the second thing that they did that they hamstring themselves in 2019 with that they're reversing in 2025, which is they are no longer going to just release day and date on Epic. They're going to release day and date on Steam. Again, another change that potentially, like when you see some of these catalysts going through, you can see like Ubisoft made some strategic errors, and potentially that's the reason they're probably in somewhat of the situation they're in. On top of the buggy games, I think they know that. You mentioned Star Wars, and I think there's another company that does not get criticized as much for the Star Wars decision, but we know this happens when you have like partnerships like this. So in
Don't
order
tell me
for
it's
you
Disney.
exactly.
Disney did what? Nobody criticized Disney either. I mean,
No, but think about it. Think about it. Disney has a say so in how their IP is going to be displayed.
hmm.
It's Disney.
Oh, of course, of course, of course.
I mean, like
But
this is
Disney,
no,
Disney's gone into a weird term because the acolyte, the TV series, is I mean,
no,
it's okay for me, but
but that was even a Disney studio doing a
yeah,
Disney IP. So when you
exactly.
have you have this recent push from Disney to start to dabble again with their IP into video game companies. Disney doesn't have the best track record in video games, right? This is the same company that shut down Lucas Arts and Entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So when we think about Disney is also trying to get their footing, and what did I say? I'm not a big fan of large companies owning gaming IP because I just don't think they do it as well as smaller companies. And you can see now, like Ubisoft kind of having strategic decisions that are questionable, only being on Epic. They probably didn't market this game the best. There's potentially some pressures to get this out because of maybe not Star Wars Outlaw, but let's be Avatar do as well as it was supposed to do?
And
Probably not. It was
probably not.
delayed.
And
It was
it's a beautiful game too. It's really
delayed. It's a beautiful game, but it was delayed for 2 years. Probably didn't do as well. Um, Also, the Assassin's Creed that came out last year scored pretty high, by the way. Also, didn't do as well, and that was actually a pretty clean game.
hmm
And so, if you look at some of their bigger titles and releases, you look at some of that the pandemic extended timelines to produce games, which added on cost, and then you're releasing into such a busy gaming release schedule, right? Black Myth Wukong came out right before Star Wars Outlaw. Like there was no room for any other game.
hmm
Like normally you don't triple up like that unless you have like two strong IPs going head to head. Star Wars hasn't necessarily like the brand itself has been hit or miss recently. That's a Disney thing.
Yeah.
You then bring a Ubisoft that's also been hit or miss.
Yeah.
You then put it in a atmosphere where do people have more money or less money to spend on extracurricular activities such as movies and gaming and hair? No, like we are still kind of coming out of a recession.
Yeah. We
Well,
still do.
when you put all of that together, you start to see a situation where it's not just Ubisoft, right? It's a lot of different variables that add into this. And the more you put in there, the more uncertainty you're going to get.
And now you finally, I've been thinking about what you've been saying, and now I finally figured out why these companies, have decided to just throw their IP out there now. Like it's they're everywhere. All these companies are throwing everything everywhere because they gotta haul in that money
They
because
have to
they have to. They have
they
there's
have
no other
to.
way. They can't keep it any more exclusive like they used to. Because I mean, PlayStation went third party. That's something that we know. We know it because it started like in 2020 with Horizon Zero Dawn, or 2019, I think it was. It decided to go third party, and now I understand why these companies are doing it. They gotta haul in that money. It's insane. Uh,
PlayStation, yeah, PlayStation's going to be interesting. I don't think they're going full third party. Like, right? I
Oh
think,
no, it's done. I mean, that's something that's not debatable. It's done, because at the end of the day, for example, you got God of War going on to PC, right? That's a platform. That's another platform. No matter how people might say no, but it's PC. No. That's another platform, right? Now, but pretty much all their titles, all of them, are right now on PC, except for I think it's this Blue Point game, Demon Souls, and there's got to be one more. There's one more that's just not on PC, but
yeah,
the
but
rest, all of them
so,
on PC.
yeah, but I would say, like, so when we talk about Sony, so Sony's actually an interesting situation, and PC games are actually an interesting situation. A lot of people um, will criticize remakes from Sony, right? And you actually mentioned something else going third party on PC. You actually suffer from this yourself, Louis. And well, you don't, but a couple of your audiences does. Are PlayStations in every country?
Yes, they are. I mean,
No,
pretty much no, they're not. Not
no.
in every country.
PlayStation doesn't have. You don't have access to PlayStation in every country. Specifically,
Oh no. On PlayStation, yes, I do. Like on my PlayStation just get on, and
yeah,
select. Yeah,
you can,
yeah,
but there's
yeah.
other places that don't have the same support. So what
Oh,
we
no,
actually see,
that's the PSN accounts, for example, on PC.
it's just not that. It's not just that.
Okay.
There's other places like, for example, not just. Let me say it like this: there's other places to where Brazil
Brazil?
cheaper to have a PC or cheaper to have a PlayStation.
I think you better have PC.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. That's not the only place in the world. Right. So when we talk about PlayStation putting their IP on PC, what we actually see is they're reaching some of their gamers who don't have access to a console. So I'm not saying that they're not full third party. What I will say is depending on the title It won't be like when I think of third party, I think day and date on another platform.
Oh, then it okay, okay. I see what you mean. No, no, no. But what I mean, when we generalize third party is like, for example, they've opened their IP. It's not anymore in their console locked down like it used to, because they changed their business model. This was their business model for like the last 25
Yeah.
years to 2020, right? 2020 is when literally they started to throw their games out there. They said, okay, let's put it right here. At least we do it like 2 or 3 years later, or 2 years later, 1 year later.
No.
Yeah, but they're right now throwing it out there because it gets to a point where it freezes on console, right? Or they either bundle it up, or
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think this is as to me. It's just a natural
like
evolution.
how Microsoft is doing. It's not as drastic though, but well, I know that sooner or later we're gonna see that
You
crash.
don't think Microsoft's doing this as drastic?
No, no, I'm saying not as drastic as Microsoft is doing it. Like so,
Oh, yeah. Or
yeah, like
not as drastic's not the right word I would use.
that's just
It's
not the right word. Like
not as aggressive.
not as aggressive. Yes, not as aggressive. Microsoft is doing it, but I know Sony's gonna sooner or later head to that point and start doing that. I mean, they're gonna
I
start.
think Sony will always. I think we talked about it before. To me, Sony will always have some exclusivity to because they're a hardware company.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like they sell hardware. That's
Mhm.
the and
But did you know? I discovered something the other day, because here's a little story, and I talked about this on my show. My wife, man, because my wife's family is long. She has 13 brothers, and the 13 brothers have kids, and those have kids, and then you know how it goes, right? So my wife's niece came here with her husband, right? And her husband used to work. Yeah, her niece.
I always have to do.
Exactly, it's confusing, right?
I'm like, my wife
Yeah, yeah, exactly. My wife's niece,
came with her
her husband.
husband.
Exactly. It's like.
Okay, I got it. It makes me think of like I'm playing Until Dawn, and they have these weird relationships where everybody's like dating or have a crush on, and so I'm like,
A niece,
okay,
yeah. A
so
niece
I
that
had to
has
do it
a
like I did
husband
a
that
slide.
has kids and all this stuff. Yeah. So this guy used to work for Sony. And fun fact, when they got PlayStation Now, right? When they started to work PlayStation Now, right?
Okay,
You're just trying to figure it
I'm
out.
trying to picture what we're talking about.
Stop figuring it out. Because the funny thing is, her niece is older than her. So it's a weird situation. So she's her aunt, and her niece is older than her. And not only that, her niece has 2 kids. So that, I mean, it keeps, like I said, it's a weird thing. It's 13 brothers, purple, 13 brothers, and I think
I'm lost. I'm lost. Her
I think
niece is so it's like your wife's niece, who's actually like her aunt in a way.
no, that's her niece.
It's her. Wait. Your wife's niece, who's older than your wife.
Yes, that's her niece. No matter what, it's her niece.
Okay, so your wife's sibling had a child before your wife was born.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay, I'm understanding.
It's confusing.
I'm understanding.
I mean, her oldest brother or sister, no, sister, because it's girls, is actually 70 years old. That has another daughter. That's her niece. So I'm telling you, it's confusing.
I'm done.
done.
You have a relative.
I have a relative.
Okay.
Much better. I have a relative, right? They came over here, and her husband, right?
Works for Sony.
Used to work for Sony, not now.
Used to work for Sony.
He now works for Samsung, right? And so he told me that the reason why Sony invested a lot in PlayStation Now was because they were actually not thinking about releasing a PS5. They're actually going to go full cloud. They're actually focused on that. I was like, wow, really? I did not know that was going to happen. So that was actually Sony's aim. So then when I sit here and I think, I'm like, now I know, no wonder Microsoft went with the Game Pass and everything, decided to go cloud, because there's always a story on how a company comes out, and it's not like they innovated that idea, right? No. The idea came from Sony, through the PlayStation Now. Probably, if you go probably back then, I don't know how long GeForce Now is, but basically, that's how it is, and this is where all these companies are going. So now everybody's looking out there to go put their apps, an app specifically everywhere.
So I think 6 years ago that was the narrative.
Yeah, I was not. Yeah.
right? I think, right, that there's been some proof points since then. So I do think the it's pivoted. Um, and the reason why I say that is like if we look at, I always say like, when is this going to happen? Like when do we continue to say like, hey, what we thought 10 years ago is still going to happen? Like when does this change?
When does Google Stadia technology gets appraisal? Right.
Right, right. No, this is a perfect example. If we use Google Stadia, great
Yeah.
example.
Yeah.
Google Stadia.
It was really advanced.
What all you need to do is Crow Resin, who's probably with Jeff Jeanette or playing Diablo 4 right now. Crow Resin would say he thought Google Stadia's problem was that you could buy the game, right? But at the end of the day, like that's all you had to do. And that it didn't work, right? Some people would say it didn't work because they didn't have the right games. Some people would say it didn't work because it was Google. There's tons of reasons, right? But at the end of the day, it's consumers have a vote,
Mhm.
and I think the way same thing they said 15 years ago, right? 15 years ago, they said I would not need a book in 10 years. Guess what? I still bought the book, right? And so I think that yes, there's some people who would be like, yes, we can do this through services and apps. And then there's some people who are like, the reality is the number one gaming hardware, like the thing that is holding gaming up right now is the sales of hardware for PC,
Mm-hmm.
right? The thing that's, you still need a mobile phone. You still need a PC. You still need a controller. We are still at the point that you have to sell hardware. And what we find is the more hardware people buy, the more likely they are to buy software. So
Mm-hmm.
hardware has to be part of the equation. Now, I don't know how this messes with Xbox. I'm going to be very honest. Hence the reason people ask, well, why did you buy? I got it, guys. Why did you buy that, right? Well, because this most likely is going to be, if Apple's told us anything, it's once you start having an ecosystem of technology, you stay in that ecosystem, you use those services, you use those apps. 23 years ago, 24 years, Apple introduced the iPod,
Yeah.
right? Before then, Apple was about to go bankrupt, right? I remember back in the mid 90s, the conversations where Apple's going to go bankrupt. They bring back Steve Jobs, right? And then Steve Jobs says like, yo, I'm going to make this little music player. This is an iPod, but he said, I'm going to make this little music player and turn this around. No one knew what the heck he was talking about.
Well, that's the oh my god.
No one knew what the heck he was talking about. But guess what? It worked.
It worked. Yep, it worked.
So if you're trying, and so like, but if he had went around, and now Apple's a behemoth for their services, right? Like for their apps, for their like a lot of, if you're in the Apple ecosystem, you're constantly spending money on Apple like services. So if anything, the thing about it, and that's why I think Nintendo, people laugh at this. I actually think, and don't get me wrong, I don't think this is as revolutionary as the iPod. I don't think that's the case. What I do think the case is it's going to start to become an ecosystem of hardware that connects to your, like that enhances the game. And that's already been the case, but you're going to see, like, that's what it is. So when people start talking about the cloud and stuff, I'm like, maybe, but the proof points, I don't see it yet. What I do see is people buying. How many fans do I have down there on that PC? I have 12 fans in this PC. I don't need 12 fans. You know what I mean? Like
5, 6, 7. I don't know how many I have.
Exactly. You don't need those but you bought them, right?
No, here you need them. Here you need them. It's too hot.
Yeah, you are down there.
Oh shit! It's hot. It's hot. Purple. It's hot. I mean, but here's the thing, though, Purple, right? Because again, with the whole Tencent situation, right? I mean, it's a company it's become mighty and powerful. It's insane how powerful these guys become, and that's from cloud. I went in their website. And it was interesting. I mean, I even saw you can develop under the cloud. You can do a lot of stuff on the cloud. I mean, their cloud is intense. I never knew those guys had that nailed out. I did not know how far those guys are. I mean, they are really advanced, really advanced. I was really with my mouth, and not only that, they don't have a console. They don't have a console, which is insane. But with
Yeah.
their mobile games and everything, I mean, they have
What is this,
generated
Tencent?
Tencent. Yes, they have generated tons of revenue. That's insane. With League of Legends, I mean,
But
they
they
got
have mobile. Like you don't
you don't need anything. It's
you
insane.
yeah, so I would I think like I said, I think when we took going taking it back to Tencent, because I know that's what we were talking. Ultimately, where do I think Tencent is right now? Do I think they're gonna buy? Obviously, I don't think they're gonna go.
You don't think that's gonna happen? I mean, I'll be honest with you. This has been like the talk of the week because I was sitting there.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I don't want to go through this again because I don't because it's gonna be a tough, like you said, it's gonna be a messy buy. We have Microsoft's cloud in there, right? We got Game Pass, whatever cloud, what's it called? The
I
Xbox,
just you're
Xbox in there, everything. I was like, oh man, I hope
there's like I said, why did ABK sell?
because they had to change a couple of things, didn't they? I mean, they changed
No,
a lot.
no, 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 not even that. Why was ABK in a position to sell?
Oh, because they were going through a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, right? Bobby Kotick was like potentially
Yeah,
going to like there's a lot of
there
pressure
was a lot of pressure,
on Bobby Kotick,
lawsuits, and everything.
and there was a lot of institutional investors who were
Mhm.
like putting a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah,
Microsoft,
that was another one. Ubisoft got sued. Yesterday was it? Yesterday got sued
they
for.
all get sued. They all get sued.
I mean, that
They
was
all
another
get
thing.
sued.
I don't understand how many lawsuits are going out there. You got Nintendo suing everything. I mean,
They all get sued. They all get sued. It's shit. Like if you were to look at their doc, they all get sued. The only reason you go public is because you're trying to say like, let me hurt your brand, but they all get sued. If you look at, they all have massive legal teams. There's no gaming company that's like, we're not getting. There's no. Once you get so big,
uh,
you're going to always get sued.
mm,
You know, like
okay.
I don't care who you are. Like
Yeah.
that's the way the legal system works. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah, they're not, now they're starting like to have legal problems. I'm like, where are they going to go with this? I mean, again, I mean,
it's not like I said. I think that there is a narrative out there. Social media is driven by negativity.
it is.
It is. You do a video saying Sony's going to die. You will probably get more views than some studio doing well in gaming. It just is what it is. It is like there's numerous people who are like talking about, right? So right now in the algorithm, Ubisoft is woke, it's going broke, Ubisoft is gonna sell, Ubisoft's gonna die, Ubisoft, that's all you hear about Ubisoft. It drowns out. You mentioned this. My game of the year right now is Prince of Persia. One of the best Metroidvanias, right? It even reviewed well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? No one wants to hear that.
Nope. I knew from the start it was going to be an awesome game.
Yeah, no one wants to hear that. We have another game. Some of the audience, I don't think any of them are here. Another game that honestly is a legit competitor to Call of Duty in X Defiant.
X Defiant, yeah.
X Defiant it is not a broken game. You have lobbies. You have great. It's different enough. It has great movement, but there's a lot of the Call of Duty people who like original COD love X Defiant. You know, here it's gonna die. It's done because it's in vogue to criticize Ubisoft, right? But this is social media in vogue in style.
They've been saying X Defiant's going to die.
Yeah, of course. Ambi. If Ambi's in chat, Ambi has any press is good press. Just saying he's potentially. If it bleeds, it reads. Except chicks. Don't do that for chicks. But otherwise, Don't say that. If it's media, if it bleeds, it reads. Don't say that to your wives and girlfriends, because it doesn't translate the same way. But either way, if Ambi's in chat, Ambi will tell you. Ambi's an X Defiant player. Ambi has, like, go look up X Defiant. Is X Defiant dying? You'll see tons of videos on it, right?
No way.
And so that's where it's everything. Like, Ubisoft can't catch, but this is a minority of gamers. Like most gamers are not on Twitter,
I know.
are not on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if the news, if it leads, it bleeds. That's good too, Joe. That maybe I should use that one. If it leads, it bleeds. Right. Not most gamers are just not there. Most gamers are not watching streamers.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we say, like, what we could almost assume is most gamers are not following lawsuits. Most gamers probably don't even know Assassin's Creed is owned by the same people who do Prince of Persia.
I bet you that too. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, most people just don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, when I hear these things about, like, well, this is going, I'm like, this is equivalent of, like, a news cycle in social media. This is a moment. There's going to, now, if Tencent comes and buys them up, we'll talk about it and we'll say, I don't even think it'll get the same thing as APK because, like I said, Microsoft sent an army to push that through.
Because they had the money to do it.
They had the money. Right? They sent an army to do it.
Oh, wait, Purple. I mean, if they got the backing of the Chinese government, then they can send an army out too.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sure they would.
They can.
But Chinese government does it. I don't think China wants that type of scrutiny. Because here's the thing. They don't want that type of scrutiny. Like, when has a Chinese company bought a major, like, Ubisoft ain't 20,000 employees? This isn't like a small French company.
I know, because that's something that scares me, though, because I know if they do go ahead and go through it, I know it's going to be massive layoffs.
But I just don't. I don't think
this. Yeah.
There's too much. Like, you have to give me another example when a Chinese mega company bought a leading company of an industry in a Western market. You have, like, that's kind of like the logic I do. Like, when has this happened? Has it happened? Has it happened in retail? No. Has it happened in food and beverage? No. Has it happened in, like, tourists? Like, I'm trying to think of the industry. Like, has it potentially happened in shipping? Like, where has it happened in media? It hasn't. And so when I look at the reason it hasn't, isn't because there hasn't been Western companies in distress. And it's not because there hasn't been Chinese companies who have money. Mm-hmm. The reason most likely it hasn't happened is because they don't want to be exposed to the Western markets like that.
Exactly.
The same thing that's happening. What did I talk about TikTok?
That's going to get that. They want to ban it. They want to get it out of here.
So can you imagine the scrutiny that Ubisoft, a company that is mainly Western dollars, going to a Chinese company on privacy concerns? Don't you think it would be the same?
Yeah, I think, like I said, because I sat down and I've analyzed this these past couple of days, right? I'm thinking that that's just not going to happen. I mean, it just cannot happen. I don't think Tencent's going to go in there and sweep them up, because it's just going to be a big issue for them. They got to face regulators, got to face a bunch of stuff. Now, do they have the money? Do they have the time and patience? Are they going to get the backup? That, because I mentioned, the Chinese government can actually back them up. I mean, there's a lot of questions out there that I don't know if they're going to go through this. And now you mentioning this, that they don't want to be,
It's their stock is down quite a bit. So obviously, anytime a company is under distress, there's a lot of information there. Let me not look over the fact that there is an activist investor who has, and when you are an activist investor, by the way, you have an agenda to drive down the stock. Because the way when you drive down the stock, you are hoping to influence the other shareholders that this is not the right leadership to lead the company. So that is also working, that we don't see this.
Because I know I read something. Let me see if I can find. I read something that investors were pretty mad with Tencent, that they pretty much have taken like advantage over the Guillemot family.
There's one investor. There's one investor who's upset. They're minority. They're not a large investor. Like the large
investor. Okay.
The large institutional investors are all backing the Guillermo family because the large institutional investors realize, with the exception of Grand Theft Auto or Take-Two, gaming is shrunk right now. Like that, it's not like Intel versus Nvidia, or Intel versus AMD. Okay, in that situation, you have chip makers, whether they are AMD, Nvidia, TSMC, Taiwanese Semiconductor, whatever it's called. I can't think. I always forget the name. Samsung. All these companies are doing well in chips. Intel is doing bad and is thinking about selling the foundry that they just built in Arizona. That is a company in distress, who has a ton of debt. And that's a publicly traded company. So now you take away the publicly traded company. They still are, but the majority shareholder is still the family. You have a company that doesn't have nearly as much debt. Actually, Ubisoft has as much cash as it does debt. So at the end of the day, if they really wanted to, they could pay their debt off like that.
Oh, they can? Okay, good.
So they're not in distress that way. They're still profitable.
That's good news. So
they're still profitable. The entire industry, again, like if you look at Nvidia, you're like, how did Intel get beat by Nvidia? Or how did Intel get beat by AMD? Right? There is no Nvidia equivalent or AMD equivalent in gaming right now. Everyone, even the mighty, the ones who could literally do the biggest gaming purchase in technology purchase in history, Microsoft. I don't think anyone would say that the last several titles they've released have underperformed their expectations. We know this. Like, we know Starfield, whether or not it's your game or not your game or whatever, Starfield is not Skyrim. We know Hellblade 2, beautiful as it was, is not getting the same accolades as Hellblade 1. We know Redfall should have never been released. Not joking. Dark 195 just beat Redfall. I don't. But you get what I'm saying? Like,
I did too.
It has nothing necessarily to do with those games. It's the entire industry.
Yeah, everyone's in trouble.
Everyone's in trouble. Everyone is in trouble.
Everyone's trying to thrive. I keep saying that every morning, that the whole industry, is going through a lot, because I know people talk about Microsoft mass layoffs. I'm like, dude, everybody's doing layoffs right now.
Let me post this. Holt is from the UK, Louis. I gotta pin this.
What he says. Well, since it's a shrinking market, then they could beat 1 cent in the currency.
He went from 10 to 1. Holt, I see what you're doing there. I thought that was clever. But that's why I say, like, when I look at it, like, the reports, and this is why I kind of don't follow YouTube, because YouTube's algorithm is literally like, big YouTuber said this, and so other YouTubers like, well, let me also say that, because that's what's getting clicks and views. It's like a huge echo chamber with the biggest YouTubers. And the biggest YouTubers, for a number, it's in style to say Ubisoft's a bad company, but the financials, if you actually listen to the analysts, the stock analysts, the ones that get paid lots of money to say what the stock should be, and the fundamentals, and who know the CEOs and know what the company is doing, all of them are saying, like,
relax, just wait.
Basically,
relax. Just wait till we get back by the
Yeah.
reception. Let's see where we're gonna go next.
Let's see.
We'll
Let's
go
see
there.
where Assassin's
Let's
Creed
see.
goes.
Let's see where
Let's
it goes. Let's release it more polished. I hope, please,
yo,
Lord,
yeah, like does it I
please.
mean they obviously said that they think they're going to probably sell 7 million copies lifetime versus 8 million, so they have lowered that expectation.
Mhm.
Obviously there's some we don't really know where X Defiant sits, but it's their first foray into live service. Unlike Concord, a lot of people think that this one may actually survive. Most live services probably won't.
Nope.
um
It's
and
hard to
then
compete in that area. Really hard to stick one.
and then you also have Ubisoft has a lot of IP. What we see Nintendo doing, what we see Bethesda doing, what we see Sony doing, Ubisoft could probably do the same thing, in which they start to put their IP outside of gaming into something else. Like whether it's a TV show, whether it's a movie, whether it's
They
something.
did though. They did Assassin's Creed the movie. What else?
Yeah, but I think a lot of people experimented with it. But this is a specific strategy now.
Yep.
Like one of the Sony PlayStation CEOs is primarily focused on expanding that IP into movies. Nintendo, right? Experiment, but now we know there's going to be a Zelda, we know there's going to be Donkey Kong. Like this is a strategy. Microsoft found out let me use Amazon. Amazon has gaming studios.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Amazon found out that it's a lot more profitable to build Fallout TV show than game.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft found out Fallout TV show sold game.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so like all the gaming companies are seeing this. They're all looking at who has the IP that can actually transfer over. Ubisoft has a lot of this. You just mentioned Ghost Recon, Division, Rainbow Six.
I don't know why they have not done a movie, Ghost Recon or Rainbow.
They have a ton of it. Ghost Recon, Far Cry.
Far Cry, yeah.
Like if you think about the amount of IP, the crew, they have another race. Riders Republic. They have like so much. I'm not saying Riders Republic will make a movie of, but then you have Prince of Persia, right? Valiant Hearts. Valiant Hearts would make a beautiful.
I think Prince of Persia made a movie though, didn't he? Yeah.
I have no idea. This is the first. But you get what I'm saying? Like you have a lot of this. So what I would foresee going forward is
they did a movie 2010. I knew it. Yeah, but you're right though. I mean, with games becoming as popular as they did, because with the pandemic they became popular. Why the heck not? Let's do movies. Let's do TV shows. Halo.
And Simpleton said Redfall was not horrible. I enjoyed the 30 minutes I played, and I'll go back at some point to roll credits on it. Interesting. And in Simpleton, how far did you play in Hellblade 2? Because this is about the average. 30 minutes. Louis, I went back for Hellblade 2. I know you love it.
Wait, Ari, I played an hour of it. I'm still not done with part 1 because
wait, no, Hellblade 2. I'm talking Hellblade 2.
I know, I'm not done with. I'm still not finished part 1 and jump into part 2. But
wait, Louis, you've not played Hellblade 2?
I've not played it, Purple.
Yo,
played it because you know
Louis.
Louis. What? No, there's nothing wrong, Purple, with this, because at the end of the day, listen, Purple, right? I know Xbox throws a lot of exclusives out there, right? I'm not gonna be like, yeah, let me go.
Louis, are you being sarcastic right now?
No, I'm being serious. I'm not.
What are the? Did you wait, Louis?
I told you this.
Did you just say Xbox throws a lot of exclusives out there?
Well, I mean, from the first party titles, whatever.
Okay, which ones are they? Which ones are they?
Well, for example, we're now getting the beautiful Stalker 2, which is
no. I said before. We're talking before, because obviously that's the reason.
Well, Starfield. For example, Starfield. I waited a couple months to finish it. I finished Starfield. What else did I play that I finished? Oh, Redfall. I finished the other day too, which was amazing. Redfall. Oh my god, I got my ass Can you imagine, bro? I got my ass kicked in Redfall.
Louis, you said they deliver a lot of exclusives. You
Yeah,
just
they do.
mentioned 2 games in the last 18 months.
In the last 18 months, yeah, that I recently played. But if I go way behind, for example, the Halo, Forza Horizon, stuff like that, I played all that stuff.
I'm just messing with you, but you didn't play Hellblade.
I have not started to play, like, sit down, let me finish this game. No, I haven't. But I will get to it. I will get to it.
Xbox International has.
What?
You know what? I do not want to hear one person come at me about my take on Hellblade 2.
No. Release.
No.
Release. You're okay. You can release. You can release. You can release. You can say whatever you want about Hellblade 2.
No. I got in so much because I made a video about Hellblade 2. And I just said, like, like it was a tech demo. That's what I said, people. But y'all, there you go. Xbox International Crazy Louie
What?
has not
finished
Hellblade 2.
Yep.
And
I'm guilty on that.
It's a 6.5 hour game.
I don't hide from that. I don't hide from that. When I say I didn't play it. But when I play it, yes, I will. Trust me, I will. Because here's the thing, though, Purple. It depends on the mood I am. I am a guy that.
I totally agree.
Yeah, it depends on the mood. Because, for example, I took a break from playing big open world games. I said, you know what, it's time to take a break. So I went in there, just played a couple sports games for a while.
Oh.
Then I went back to it. I finished that. I Survivor. I finished on Redfall. What else did I finish? I finished several games. Oh, I played Hogwarts Legacy.
You played some horror games. You did Still Wakes the Deep.
I have not.
I thought you did. I thought I saw you play Still Wakes the Deep.
No, I haven't done it yet.
But you play horror.
Yes, I do. A ton
you
of
play horror. You stream horror. Like, no, and you know, and as long as you're playing game and not burning yourselves out. I think gamers sometimes burn themselves out, but the fact that you play games, that's normal, Louis. Like, I'm just giving, I'm just giving you a hard time.
I know. You got to take a break from all these big stories and sit down, concentrate. But yeah, I gotta, because the funny thing is, though, Purple, when I hop onto Hellblade, or my mic is damaged, or I gotta order a new microphone, because you gotta play with a freaking microphone. If not, you cannot play the damn game. You cannot play. You need to make.
Louis, let me save you some time. I've said this before. All right, in Extra Life Games, he was in chat earlier. He did a beautiful review of Hellblade 2. If you ever want it, Extra Life Reviews. I interviewed him a few weeks ago. He does really good game reviews. He puts a lot of beats the game, puts a lot of thought into it. And he and Eniolk, another person I interviewed her a few weeks ago, we all liked Hellblade 1. Like, we are actually Hellblade 1 before Ninja Theory was bought out. We all agree. If you want to experience Hellblade 2, the best way to experience it, Louis, watch someone else play it.
Really?
I'm telling you, go watch a game playthrough of Fire and Ice or MK whatever, or one of those playthroughs that are in 4K, whatever. Go into get your sound system, do whatever, play it that way, or experience that way. In playing it, you're going to be doing this, just that, up for 2/3 of the game.
Just going forward. Oh, I know. I mean, Hellblade 1 is the same thing. We're going forward.
No, Hellblade 1's at least you're moving. Hellblade 1's a little bit more. Actually, I would say Hellblade 1's a little bit more.
I can't say it because I haven't played 2 yet. But with Hellblade 1, from my experiences, okay, there's a lot of walking, there's a lot of puzzle solving. Sometimes I'm like, I'm tired of these damn puzzles. But when it gets to the fight, it's where it gets interesting. Now,
the fights in Hellblade 1 are better than the fights in Hellblade 2.
I can imagine. I mean, like I said, what I like about Hellblade 2 is it feels kind of more heavy on the fighting compared to Hellblade 1. But for the Hellblade 1, I got the girl doing spins and all this stuff. For this one, it's kind of she's a bit more down to earth. But we'll see. Once I'm telling you, 1 and jump to Hellblade 2, I'll see.
I'm telling you. I try to save you.
No. Either I can watch a lot of gameplay. I gotta go in and play. No matter what. I still gotta go play.
Heavenly Sword is really good. Holtz is good. That's a good story. That's a really good story.
It is. Because look, for example, you see Warhammer came out. Now I'm playing Warhammer 1 on
You
PC.
are playing Warhammer.
Playing Warhammer 1 because I did not play it.
I haven't
Straggling.
played it. It's not. I'm not. I think you know who I would think would love Warhammer is Cowboy. He likes tank classes
Yeah,
like in RPG types of games. He likes the tank type of.
I
And
see.
when I see Warhammer, I think of like the big.
Big
It just
dude going in there, guts and
yeah
gore, and tearing people apart.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. I know, I know, I know. I know that feeling. I know, I know, I
Yeah,
know.
so if you like no, I mean, I think but that's another great example of like what Star Wars Outlaw on the front end, you had Black Myth Wukong, Star Wars Outlaw, and then right after that, you had Warhammer coming out. It was
Exactly. I
like
mean,
you
there
had
was
like
those big titles coming out, for,
it was
especially
like
for the.
three boom boom boom
He,
boom.
let me say this: it got the Horizon effect. The Horizon effect, it got it. You know what's the Horizon effect? You don't know what? Like for example, when they released the first Horizon Zero Dawn, Zelda was right there. When they
Uh
released Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring was right there. And now they're releasing the remaster of Horizon, and guess who's right there? Guess, just take a guess. Guess it's gonna be right there.
when are they
It's, it's in November, I think it is November. Okay.
November Call of Duty?
Nah, not just Call of Duty, but you got the new Red Dead Redemption. First one coming to PC, so that's gonna be a kapow moment right there for them too.
Red Dead. I don't. Red Dead.
You
The first
don't
one.
like
It's
Red
such
Dead?
an old game. Such an old game.
No, but they enhanced it. They did visuals. They did upgrades to the game looks
Yeah,
good.
but it's
Yeah.
still like again. I think like Western markets. If you look at who's buying the PC games of PlayStation, for like ports or first part. Well, Red Dead's not a place like that's what Rockstar.
Rockstar, yeah.
Uh, but it's still at the same time the people who are buying these games are usually markets that didn't didn't necessarily buy the first one.
Well, because the first one is right now coming out for the first time on PC.
Right. But like if you have a PC in the United States, you probably had access to a console when the first one came out. And what we find is that most of the times those gamers don't go back and buy the game. Like the PC game sales of these games is heavily skewed
But
towards.
remember one thing also, they're also going to activate the online. So if that online goes on,
We'll see. We'll see. I still think.
it's gonna blow up, especially since a lot of people keep saying that that's something that people say that the Red Dead Redemption Online is way more better than Part Two.
And you're saying
So
what is coming out in November as well with that?
Red Dead Redemption
Red Dead Redemption and
and Call of Duty, Call of Duty, those two
those
games.
are different. Those are different markets.
But it will tear them apart, man. I mean, Elden Ring tore it up.
Those are
Zelda,
different markets.
and Zelda destroyed it out of there. Zelda
I
said,
think.
we're out of here. 24 million sales. Horizon was like, whoop, shrunk in
Yeah, I
size.
agree. Zelda Breath of the Wild. I mean, I think
There's
I need to play Zero. I need to a lot. Obi Rose Kenobi told me to play Horizon Zero Dawn. I need to play it.
no. Oh, please don't go through that. I mean, no, purple, no, purple.
What?
I don't know if you're gonna like it
Really?
because me,
You didn't like it?
no matter how many times I put hours in it, I tried so much to put hours in this to see if I'm gonna like it because when I played Jedi Survivor at the beginning, I kind of had that effect. You're like, and then it started to like, after a while, started to rank up. But for Horizon, it takes a while to pick up, long while. It takes a long while.
Really?
That's
Okay. I mean, it's not on my. I think the games. So to be very clear, so the games I'm playing right now, Louis, Diablo 4. So
nice.
shout out to Rouster, Crow, and Bruce playing
Happy.
Diablo 4.
I'm happy you played that before.
Yeah, I like Diablo. I like the story. Like everybody tell like that too. They're like, "What are you talking about? There's no story." I'm like, "There's a story." And so, but everybody else is like, they just like the grind. I like the story. So I'm playing Diablo. I just finished. there's like a secret boss in Prince of Persia's DLC. So I'm going back and trying to beat that boss. Valiant Hearts, Ubisoft game I mentioned, they did a sequel to the first one that came out 10 years ago, just released on console earlier this year. I'm trying to beat that. And then I think I'm gonna go like Severin, he's not here, but I'm thinking about Blasphemous. Have you ever heard of that game?
Blasphemous. I think I have it. Give me a check. Is
It's
that
like a
Steam, right?
Metroidvania pixel
Oh,
art.
Blasphemous. Yes, yes. I have it
Yeah,
for
hey,
I have it for Xbox. I bought one and
Simpleton,
two.
have you played Blasphemous?
I bought
Simpleton
one and
plays
two.
a lot of
It's a fun game.
yeah. Simpleton, have you played Blasphemous? I don't know. Maybe I've asked him this.
If I tell what I'm playing, you'll be like, what? No way. I mean, I went old school these days. I went old school because, like I said, it all depends on the feeling, right? I don't know why, but I said I gotta go play Metal Gear again.
That's
Yes.
old.
Yes, not the first Metal Gear. I'm talking about Metal Gear Ground Zeroes and Metal Gear Phantom Pain. I said I gotta go back to it. Like all of a sudden, like I got
That's
the
old.
hunch. I got the hunch. I said I gotta go back to it. I gotta go play this. And I went in there, started to play it. Right now I'm in. It's even on because it's building a base. But right now I'm in mission 14. I think it is. I went back. I said, you know what? I gotta play this. I gotta play this. I literally, my schedule was Shattered Space. I literally did Shattered Space to play this. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna play Shattered Space just yet. And just went into play Metal Gear because I said after I finish Hogwarts Legacy, I'm jumping into Starfield, doing my second run. But
So
then I heard a review, and they told me, you know, Lou, it's not like how the trainer sees. I'm like, God, I hate it when they do that. That makes me mad. I hate when you see horror games be shown like that. It happened to me with Callisto Protocol. When I saw it, I was like, oh man,
a
it's gonna
lot
be
of people
like.
are excited about Callisto.
I was like, man, this is gonna be like The Thing. Let's go. It's gonna be like the movie The Thing. When I went in there, I was like, motherfucker, this is just like a damn Resident Evil 4 type of
Uh,
game. What the hell happened here? I was so
uh,
furious. But then
I
by Shattered Space, I heard the review. They told me, don't go in there thinking like something's gonna jump scare you. You're gonna be like, run away. No. I was like, oh.
uh,
It's
no,
like a mystery right there.
and I see. And Crow, I was just giving you a shout out as I'm playing. Crow, you're not liking Diablo 4? What are you not liking about Diablo 4, Crow? If he's still here, I know he's kind of jumping back and forth. Um, I like I don't know, but I'm not a hardcore Diablo fan, so I don't know. And then I play Blasphemous for Valor, but that's it. Starfield is a time hog. Oh, you like Starfield, Simpleton? Look at
That's a
Simpleton
test.
playing.
It's a time hog. I mean, if you sit down and you actually say, I'm
He
gonna play
has been
Star,
saying that.
it
He has.
does take your time. It's a
It's
game.
just
I
not
mean,
my type of
it took
game.
me 5 days to finish. 5 gaming days to finish.
So,
That's a,
wow, 120 hours.
yep, 120 hours. Yep.
It's just not my type of. I don't know. Like I'm very, like I said, I like. I know it has a story, but I don't think it has like the story I like.
Here's the thing, though. In order for you to find out that story, you gotta go around, fly around, see if you land on a planet. You can actually pick up a story that you're gonna like because that's the fun fact about that game, right? The main story is good, not the best, but it's good. It's good. It's not like, oh wow, this is the best story. Nah, it's good. It's good. But the side missions, though, oh my god, oh
See,
my god.
that's what I like about. So I don't know. So Extra Life, have you done Starfield? I don't know if Extra Life. I've watched a lot of his reviews. He's here. So Extra Life came back. Louis, I told you Extra Life did a really good review of Hellblade 2. He's in chat. So
All right,
uh,
I'll go check it out. I'll go check it out, Extra Life. I'll go check it out because look, it's like I always say, it all depends on what mood you're in. Like for example, I want to play Alien Isolation. I want to go back and try to finish
Alien
it.
Isolation.
I want to finish that game, Purple. I want to finish that game. I have to finish it because now we got part 2 being announced. I said, you know, I gotta play it on Steam, play it live, for people come and see me so they can laugh.
So is Alien Isolation? Okay, so this is what I really love about games when they can do this.
Okay.
Does Alien Isolation build into the world of Alien?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Like it has some of the lore and everything?
yes, it's Ripley's daughter. This is Ripley's daughter going in and meeting the xenomorph. It's Ripley's daughter, basically. Look at
So
it.
does
Yeah.
this like technically take place after Alien 4?
After Alien One.
It takes place after Alien 1.
Yeah, because remember, I don't know if you ever saw the Aliens director's cut, but in Aliens director's cut, Ripley finds out her daughter is dead. So this is right after
Correct,
Alien.
correct. So she
Yeah,
finds out that they
because she
that
was
they cut
running
her
for like 400 years or something. I forgot the exact time.
a
Ripley
ton of
was
time in the future. But so it's between Alien 1 and Alien 2.
Alien One. Yeah.
Alien Isolation takes place.
Mhm.
And Alien Isolation technically takes place before the Alien movie that just came out.
I gotta check that out. I think it does. I think it does.
Wow. It takes place between Alien 1 and Alien 2. Yeah.
But
Uh,
Purple, it's a rush. It's a hard game. It's not easy. I'm telling you, it's scary too. Because I remember me.
what
I
is it? What type of game is Alien Isolation? Is it like it's a
it's a horror. No,
shooter?
it's a horror. It's a horror game. Horror. 100% horror. It's just like the first Alien movie. It's sad. Always the essential of the first Alien movie. Like where in space you can't hear your screams. It's just like that. And the difference is like, for example, you can have a gun, but this since she's Ripley's daughter and everything, she did not go through military training. She doesn't even know how to handle the gun very well. You got androids chasing after you. Besides the androids, you also got the xenomorph chasing after you, which is insane because like I said, one of my gameplays back in the day when I started to play, I was just running away from an android because I just couldn't take them down. So I was running away from because they're hard to take down. And all of a sudden, me running, all I hear is whoop, like something just get into my chest. And when I see is the
I was like,
alien's
"What are you trying
tail.
to do, Louis? Like, what
Oh,
are you trying to do?" Like, I was like, "What are you doing, Louis?"
it was kind of go. Yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, the tail. That since the alien tail's sharp,
Yeah, they're super sharp.
penetrating through the chest, and I see the tail, and all of a sudden lifting me up. The alien from the damn corridor came to kill me because there was a lot of noise. Me running away from the androids, and they just didn't care. Come here, you're mine. That's it. But it's a really good game, really good game. And not only that, it has a lure. Like for example, when you wake up, you see like the dust on the sleeping pod, which is awesome. And not only that, you remember in the movie the computers, the taka, 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 taka,
Yeah.
yes, you have those same computers in the damn game. Yes, you have that. It's
So, y'all, I may be playing Alien Isol. So, Louis and Ambi has been telling me about this game. So, Ambi, I owe y'all know Ambi's always in chat. Is always like our number one moderator. Ambi actually gives me a lot of the ideas.
Let's go through that game. Purple, when you're about ready to go through it, tell me. I know you're gonna play it on Sunday.
All
I'm gonna go
right.
play it on
So, I'm
Thursday.
sorry, Ambi, because Ambi has been telling me about like Alien Isolation for like
Let me see. When
a
does Alien?
second. And I have been like, like we'll get to it after Until Dawn or one of the other games I've been playing.
Here it
And
is. 15 years after the events of the original Alien, Amanda Ripley, daughter of Ellen Ripley, learns that the flight recorder of her mother's ship, the Nostromo, has been located. 15 years right after that.
okay.
15.
Okay.
You're down. Now you're down, right?
All right. So I like it. So I have obviously you can see you may not be able to see it, but that's a xenomorph head right there. Let me go get it. Let me go get it. Give me 1 second. Wait, 1 second.
We'll get it. No problem. Alien Alone, short film. Common Alien Harvest, Alien Lore, and what is this? Books? This looks weird. Environments is one of the so intriguing. It's eventually in the first movie. It's like judging slowly, chronology. Oh, wait, I'm still live. Oh, chat, sorry about that. What's up, chat? What y'all been playing? I totally forgot that chat was here. Oh my god, because I was reading through the alien timeline just to make sure.
Yeah. So Louis, so like obviously, like I got my little alien here.
You're so lucky. I wanted to get that.
Like little xenomorph. You already know it. And obviously, I got my little. This is my favorite one. This is my favorite one.
The Wayland one. Yes. This is Wayland Industries. Is it Wayland or Wayland?
And it turns green. It's super cool. So like I will definitely probably give And I was trying to see, like, I have the first two, I just now realized I thought I had all of the Alien. I have all the Alien movies, but I don't have them in 4K Blu-ray. And so the
Oh,
reason I don't have them in 4K Blu-ray is because they've not done all of them in 4K Blu-ray. They've only done the
mm.
first two, which just so happen to probably be the best two. So
When does Alien Romulus takes place? Now I'm curious now because this is
Alien
the.
Romulus takes place in between one and two.
Oh, I know, but which between Alien Isolation and Alien Romulus take place? Let me see. 242. So yeah, it's in the same timeline. Oh, 20. Oh, it's 3 years later. 3 years later than Isolation. Yeah, 3 years later than Isolation. Or 4 years? No, 5 years later. Okay, so it's in the right timeline. Okay, okay. I thought it was before. I have not seen Romulus yet. Shit. I can't wait to see it.
So, what is that one about? Extra Life, the
Which one?
metaphor Rafatazio.
Oh, it's a JRPG. It's a
Oh
JRPG.
yeah, it's a JRPG. I don't play
Yeah,
JRPG. It's like the Persona.
it's like Persona, but the story is actually more intriguing than Persona.
I heard
I like
that. I heard
I like
that.
the story better because I played the demo just to go through it. I was like, let me just try the demo out.
Mel, when's your birthday and how old are you turning? Extra Life reviews if he's still there. Mel, when's your birthday and how old are you turning?
Oh, anything's better than Until Dawn right now. Oh, gee, Lord.
What? I'm doing Until Dawn. I never played it.
You never played it? Oh, okay, okay.
No, it's actually why I got the PlayStation. To tell you, because I've done all the other extra, all the Supermassive games, except for that one.
Oh, okay, okay. All right.
It's the new Atlas game. 25 tomorrow. Extra Life.
Wow,
Yo, we're going to do this. We're going to do this today. Extra Life, if you allow us, the Shades of Purple community is going to wish you a early happy birthday. And for 25, we are going to send you $25.
Oh,
So if you allow us to do that, we'll do it. And hopefully that gets you to the metaphor. Metaphor Rafatazio.
that's a weird name too. Metaphor refund.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Why is this guy on the show? Who thought it was a good idea to let someone crazy on the show? What are you talking about?
We have actually had a nice discussion today. We talked Tencent. We talked about
Tencent. We're talking games. This is actually a good conversation.
Games.
We're talking like Alien Isolation. Chat's
yes.
talking about
You know what's
games.
funny though? Oh, Purple. You know what's funny? I thought you already had it, but it was like for $13 yesterday. I didn't know that till the 8th. You had the whole Alien Isolation collection, which also had like you could use Ellen Ripley in the game. She had like a DLC in there and a couple more things.
It's not there anymore?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's the collection, but it costs like $40. I got it for like $13 now on Steam.
On Steam. I don't.
I know.
I have
know.
a gaming PC, but I don't know. I got in. I triggered a PC gamer one time. His name is Chills Gaming, aka Jersey. I wasn't even talking to him. I just mentioned a PC and he got offended. That's a very fragile ego cohort there.
But what are you get offended for? I don't understand.
I don't know. Go look at I did a whole video on it.
He got offended because you said something about PC.
Yeah. This happened like who was there? Hey geek, what's going on? It's really good. I appreciate it. No Extra Life reviews. Well, Mel, I'll hit you up in Discord. Don't worry, I'll hit you up in Discord and we'll do like Cash App. We'll do something. Don't worry, we got tax write-off. Don't worry about it.
Why do people get offended by this? I don't understand.
So Louis, this no joke, Louis. This is what happened. I don't think I've ever talked about this on stream.
Okay, yeah.
What happened was, Doc Dart. He made a video.
It was
he made a video about like, hey, he has a gaming PC, but he still plays on console. So I just sent a video saying like, hey, Doc, I'm someone who also has a PC, and it's like it's because you're used to playing on console.
Exactly.
Like like there, and it's okay. But he's gotten into like hooking it up to his TV, whatever. And that's all I said. And I gave him like my opinion, which is like, even though I have one of the most powerful gaming PCs, I said, like, at the end of the day, I like the luxury of the console. Like, it's just easy.
It's easy. Yeah, that's easy to
Yeah,
uninstall, install. I mean, the other
that's all
day,
I. That's all
the
I.
other
You
day,
can.
I even asked the guys, "How do you uninstall a game on PC?" They were making fun of us. Like, dude, I've not used Windows like since '95. I don't know how things work
Yeah,
nowadays.
that's literally
Exactly. I'm
literally
learning.
all I said. Okay,
Yeah.
literally all I said. So then the guy. Cal, we were talking about chills. Maybe I should bring him in here. I'm gonna let him know I'm talking about this situation. Uh I didn't Jersey on his show. He didn't even invite me. He didn't even invite me to his show. He takes my clip
Mhm.
and he just
Oh,
goes in on me. He just
oh,
goes in on me for like 25 minutes.
what? You crazy?
Him and the host and everybody, they just go in on me for literally saying I play on console, even though I like the thing that triggered him was that she said she has one of the strongest gaming PC. That triggered him.
Well, I got a strong gaming PC too, but
He got triggered. And so then I
well,
made a
it's
response
the
video to
sun.
him. I made a response video to that because I triggered him and his crew. That literally is what happened, y'all. I don't know why people I
Get
get
offended by that? I mean,
they
that's
get
crazy.
offended.
You can't get offended because you don't want to
People
get.
get offended when I do
I mean,
that. People get offended when I turn them down. People just there's too many people who are just like these fragile egos. I don't know, man. I I
it's it's funny because it's like, for
oh
example,
my
my channel.
goodness. Thank you, Cowboy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right? Who proved him to be on the show? Also, oh, thank you so much, Cowboy. You had to do that. Did not have to do that. I prefer PC, but I game on PC and Switch consoles. Yeah, we we're adults. like I don't. We like Louis. You have your PlayStation, right? Your Xbox International has a
I mean,
PC,
I got an
has a
Xbox,
PlayStation.
I got a Nintendo Switch right here, which I'm plugging into the PC so I can use it on the monitor.
I
I
don't.
got my Dreamcast. I got a PS2. I got a PS1. I mean, I don't understand what
I don't understand. Like it's and that's what ultimately I say to people. Like if you can play the game and you enjoy the story or you enjoy whatever the game mechanic is, it could be on mobile.
exactly. I
You
have
know,
mobile
like
games
I can't even
too.
see how people play on mobile. Like
I have mobile games too. I have Rotato on my mobile.
you and
I
Silent
have,
Cypher and this Brotato.
yes, Rotato's so much fun.
You and y'all are
Oh
talking
my
about
god,
this Brotato. I cannot. I
I
cannot.
had Mighty Doom in myself, which I got. Oh man, they took my down. That depressed me when they took away my Mighty Doom. But I play Mighty Doom. I have Chrono Trigger on my cell phone. I have a lot of games on my cell phone that I play when I'm off you know off. I don't, that's what I do. I game on my mobile. I
No,
mean, I don't get mad about this because I mean, it's like I was saying in the morning, right? Because I see these guys in a lot of channels, right? They like to force PC. Like PC is the best way to go. PC is cool. PC is everything. Okay, listen, I don't degrade PC. I don't degrade. I don't sit there and say, "Oh, PC sucks." No, I don't do that. What I tell people is, "Hey, if you got the money, you know, to buy a
yeah,
PC, go ahead and build it. If you
do
don't want
it.
to, if
Do
you
it.
don't want to do it, then if you got your console, stay on your console because at the end of the day, though, right? If you hit forward on Call of Duty on the first level. You hit forward on Call of Duty. You hit forward on Call of Duty on PC. You hit forward on Call of Duty PlayStation, Call of Duty Xbox. Wherever you play Call of Duty, hit forward. We're hitting forward in the same damn map. That's it. Nothing else.
Oh my good. Thank you to Primo. Thank you, Primo. That means a ton to me. Thank you, Primo, all the way from Hawaii. Primo is also
Oh,
a
Hawaii.
military person. He's actually Primo's from Mexico originally.
Ah,
Yeah. So no, but I totally agree with you, Louis. So in Cowboy, I gotta read this. I gotta read this up here. Jersey just went on him today because in his Discord he said he prefers console over PC because you know what you're getting in PC. You know what you're getting, and PC you end up upgrading or buying a new one to get more power. I think that's a legit statement. I'm telling you, these PC people, not all of them. Crow
no.
Resin, there's a ton of great PC people who are just like, I just like it.
Yeah.
It's what it is, what it is. But there's like I don't know if it's this breed of new PC players, because like I played PC way back when I was doing um Age of Empires too, and it's like this new breed. I don't know.
Purple, you're getting super chats in here. Purple, you're getting super chats. Purple, you gotta
Oh
get
my
that.
goodness.
You gotta
Oh
get that
my
on this one.
Geek, you did not need to do that. Geek, you didn't need to do that. Geek, you didn't need to do that. Geek, you didn't
Listen,
do that. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need that.
let me help you out with this one, Purple, because
You didn't
look what
need
he
to do
said.
that.
Let
You
me get
didn't do
into this
that.
debate. So, and your mama knows, he sent an amazing dollar super chat. He says, Purple, why is crazy on the show? Because I can, cowboy. And you're jealous because the crazy one can and you can't. Sucker, I got you on that one. Who approved him to be on the show? I did. Also, Purple for president. 100% Purple should become president of the United
I
States.
do not know. You know, here's the thing. I think politicians are slimy.
Oh.
I do. I don't care who they are. Like I just think they're slimy. I don't want that. I don't want that. I good enough. But thank you. I'll take your vote.
So pretty much you only
But thank you, Geek. Thank you so much. Thank you.
With a beautiful and an awesome $10 super chat. He says, because I'm better than Cowboy. I mean, Primo, I'm with you 100%. I mean, anyone is better than Cowboy. Even on his wrestling Wednesdays, I mean, he's not that good. All he does is cheat. I see him cheat a lot. I hop in there and say, Cowboy, stop cheating. I keep warning him. I go in there and I say that. And he gets messed like, I don't cheat. I'm like, yeah, you do. That's all
Louis,
he does.
your castmate who doesn't like me came into my chat.
Who did? Oh,
he doesn't like me. Plume doesn't like me, y'all.
What?
He's the only one. Plume doesn't like me.
What?
He's never come on to do his Shades of Purple episode.
Let me read this last one. Geek the Snake with a 20 and amazing, beautiful. Oh, did I say 20? With amazing, beautiful $20 super chat. He says, "Cause I'm better than Primo."
I know these guys, y'all are too much. Thank you so much.
I don't know who Primo Yannick is well, but I don't know. I know who Cowboy is though.
And you do not know.
He's a cheater.
No, you got Cow. You know who Cowboy is. Obviously, Primo was another person. Started his channel as a Nintendo Switch, then went to Stadia, and now he's kind of doing a lot of other stuff. Also, over 20 plus years in the military. And then you have Geek is I gamed a lot with Geek. Geek, what did we do? Geek and I did Outriders together, a couple other games.
I feel sad today, Purple.
I don't even like Louis.
Yeah,
Bloom doesn't even like Louis.
I feel sad. That just broke my heart, Purple. That just broke my heart. Plume, you don't like me, Plume, when you're the only one who supports me over there on the show and tell me to do all sorts of crazy stuff and all that stuff, and now you say you don't even like me. Oh, man. I'm sad, man. I'm sad. Oh, man. Oh, so what else does he do? So he went from Nintendo
to Stadia, and then once Stadia closed down, he kind of went his separate way. But he's in Hawaii, 20 plus year army person. So yeah, Primo's obviously his cousin. What can I say? What can I say? You know.
Look at him. Look at Cowboy saying he had to carry in Fortnite. Nah, Cowboy. I don't believe that, Cowboy. I don't believe that. Primo, I don't believe that he carries you. I don't.
Oh, I was watching Primo do this. I was watching Primo get they won. I didn't even know what they were playing. He was like a Ninja Turtle. Did you know Ninja Turtles are in Fortnite?
Huh. I forgot about that. I gotta buy them then.
I didn't even know that. Like Fortnite's weird. Like y'all I don't understand these new games.
I lost track of Fortnite because I don't know why. Every time there's a new season hopped on, like, I don't like it. It's okay. I mean, ever since like the Mandalorian season came out, after that one, just the season, we're like, yeah, they're okay. But I do go in and do buy the characters. I mean, I got like 25,000 V-Bucks. I don't even know how many V-Bucks I have. Because I just put that $10 thing just to roll. I totally forgot about that. So the other day, I'm like, wait, this thing's charging $10. Let me go in. I had like 25,000 V-Bucks, and yeah, I went and got M&M, but yeah, I gotta. If the turtles are on there, I'm gonna go get them. 100%.
Yeah,
Look at
no,
the turtle.
Ninja Turtles are on there. I think there's like it's kind of crazy. Cowboy's off his Mexican. I don't know. Cowboy's movie. I got Shredder when he was so back from the. See, I didn't even know I didn't know Fortnite was like. I didn't
You
know it
know,
was like that.
you did not know Fortnite was super popular. I mean, Purple. They got a Chavo del
No,
Ocho
I
in
mean,
there.
I know it's super popular, but I didn't realize like they have all these collaborations.
Yes, they do. I mean, that's why they. I mean, there was an article that was really
Hey,
interesting.
Charles, how are
Hey,
you?
what's up, King? How you doing? There was an article that was really interesting, man. That was about the guy from Fortnite. What was his name?
Tim Sweeney?
Yeah, it was talking about like this is the future, you know, with games and everything, and it's interesting how much they make from just Fortnite. I mean, they got concerts. I mean, I tuned into several of the concerts.
Louis, I want you to hold your thought right there. Who makes that much?
Who
Who?
is it? Fortnite?
Who makes that money? We were talking about
Oh,
them
Epic.
earlier.
Epic.
Wait, but who does Epic owns
Oh,
Epic?
Tencent.
That's what I want
Tencent.
to say. Like, bring it full circle to the show.
Yes. Epic. You know, Epic.
Oh
I
my
mean, Tencent's
goodness,
getting that money. Oh my god.
Ambi, you did not have to do that, Ambi. You did not have to do that, Ambi. Don't, y'all. Thank you so much.
Speaking of which, let me check something because I want to see if this works.
No, Ambi, thank you so much. Can't be outdone. Ambi is like probably like Ambi and Cowboy were there from like the very, very beginning. So I always have to give Ambi,
So let's see now.
you know, always have to give Ambi his props. So thank you, Ambi. Ambi's also my
Yes, it works. All right.
what? Louis? What is Louis?
No, that's kind of simple. I had to check because I'm having issues with Google. I mean, but now
What?
I know it works because my credit card got expired, the old one. So I had to put a new credit card, new numbers and everything. I was like, this is working. Now it works. So I'm happy now. Yay.
Oh my goodness! Thank you all, and I have to go do the. I was like $500. Like, look, I have to do the conversion rate.
Oh, $500? No, that's DOP. No, if
Louis
I
got 500 USD, y'all. Louis got it like that. Louis got 500 USD.
No, wait, that's 500 DOP. Oh my god, it was USD.
Louis just dropping this money. Oh my
Dominicano,
goodness.
sí señor, 100%
Louis
Dominicano.
dropping that Dominican 500 USD. Y'all didn't know Louis had it like that.
This Dominican peso. But anyways, you got Ambi with an awesome, beautiful $25 super chat. It says can't be undone.
Oh my goodness. Thank you
This
so much.
This is gonna go up real soon.
What? No. I know.
Okay, that's probably like $5 pretty much. I mean, the $1.60 now, 60 to 1.
I know. 500 to us is like $5 to you. I get it. That's how y'all roll. You know, Louis just throwing money.
Pesos to $1 now. 60
That's what
pesos to $1.
Xbox International. This is a huge challenge. This is what they do. They just.
Yes, there me. Okay, Puma, I'll go buy one day and give you 500 pesos. No worries. I'll give you 100 pesos.
That's 8:30. Hey, look 8:30. You know, we are not too. Thank you all. I'll just say it like that, and it goes back to the channel. It goes back to the my giveaways. So thank you all for that. Just talking gaming. Just talking.
Purple went back, sat down and said, you know, I gotta play Metal Gear. And then after that, I don't know what the heck am I gonna play. I should go through Hellblade. This is a short game, and then jump into the next one. And so that way, the next time when I hop on here, you can say, you did not play Hellblade. I said, yes, I did.
Louis, this is crazy because I swear you have played Hellblade 2 and you hadn't.
No, I did. I played
it
for like an hour and something just to like feel the combat because I was playing Hellblade.
I see what you did there. Yeah. You said you played it, but you didn't beat it.
No, I did not beat it. No. I have to beat one just to beat
Oh
two.
my goodness. Thank you. Cowboy, you don't have to do this. Cowboy's mood. Do you know Cowboy's mood? Thank you. Cowboy says, see, Purple, I started the money train, and see, Crazy follows everything I do. And your mama.
Wait a minute, Cowboy. I was testing my credit card, see if it works. So don't give me that. I was testing how it works.
Y'all are good. Y'all are good. we all have gaming needs. So everybody here, and it could go towards a DLC, could go to Fortnite bucks, whatever. I have, my Fall
Fortnite.
Guys. I know about Fortnite because one of the people who wins on my Fall Guys tournament, he asked for Fortnite bucks. So
V
like,
Bucks, V
yeah,
Bucks,
V
yeah,
bucks, V
V
bucks.
Bucks.
It's so funny. Like, so it's interesting who asks for what. Some people ask for cash, some people ask for gift cards, and then some people ask for V bucks.
I'll take gift cards all the way. It's better because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, this is the thing. What would I take cash? Because at the end of the day, you're like, okay, I got to reinvest it and buy another game because there's always something coming out or get something,
There's always something. I think that's always something to look forward to. And Extra Life, you heard, are we dunking on Hellblade 2 again? No, we're dunking on Louis. So
Yep.
Extra Life, Louis is the host of I don't even know what you all have pilots, you have hosts, you have stewardesses on that show. I have no idea what's going on. But Xbox International and Plume is also there. Plume Gaming, 20,000 subscribers. Anything Xbox. Plume Gaming got you.
Plume is basically in the morning. He's there to do the news. He does the news every single morning. If you guys are not subscribed to channels, his channel's the best. If you're like looking for news or anything to talk about, he's always on the dot with news. Like,
yeah, Plume has everything. If it is a conspiracy theory from Xbox, Plume has you covered.
Yeah, we call him the hashtag insider. That's what we call him. The
Plume like gets the drop on it super fast. And so, but they have their channel Xbox International, and Louis, for all the things about Hellblade, okay, before it came out, it was all Hellblade, but
oh, because it's beautiful. I mean, you gotta be honest though. That's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. I mean, the details and everything is beautiful. I'll drop the link right now so you guys can subscribe to my channel. I'm on in the mornings. So make sure you hit that bell because I send the signal out. I'm on in the mornings, but it's just me just sitting with the chat talking. It's just me sitting with the chat talking and just reading what the chat has to say.
Riling them up.
Yes, sir.
He has a very they have a very passionate fan base over there. And if they say the wrong thing.
Oh no! Oh my God! Purple. The other day I was called fat and bald.
I feel like y'all have to run this like you because y'all have this passionate fan gaming base that if y'all say like the wrong thing, they turn on you.
No, I don't turn. No, I don't. What I do is like, for example, when
they turn on you.
Oh, they do. Like when the PlayStation fanboys jump in there, they like to turn on me, and I sit there and I'm like, okay, let's debate this, and I literally say, okay, prove to me this is like all true and all this stuff, But yeah, I sit there and I debate with them, but that's a friendly debate. And sometimes they get into feelings. Like, for example, the other day I was called fat and bald. I was like, why am I called fat and bald? I mean, why? And then, after that, I came in there and I was like, just to make them even more mad. I was like, hey, I may be fat, but I'm rich. Take that. Oh my God, that really turned.
Hey, it works. It works. I mean,
I was like, why are you getting mad? I'm just messing with you. But no, it does. It does. I mean, sometimes I get into a lot of debates. Like, for example, Rudix jumps in there. We have like
Rudix is good. He was here earlier.
We have a little fights, but it's all fun and games because I love Rudix and same with you. When you guys pop in, to tease me, I have fun with you all too.
You've been doing it later lately. That's why, you were streaming at like 30 or 1.
Oh my God, yes, it's the whole thing. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning or I have something to do, but I'm trying to get back to the early phase. Like this week, it's been late because I've been waking up doing a lot of. Last week was horrible because I had the wife sick, so I was taking care of her. So in the morning, I had to wake up and, take care of her, make sure she was doing okay, make sure she had her breakfast and take the medicine and everything. So, yeah, she had COVID, Purple. We had a week of COVID.
Oh my goodness, COVID's not no. People take the whole PS versus Xbox. Geek, you have no idea. You have no idea. Some people are. I mean, we should really have like a full. Like some people are just. I don't even know. Like it's like what I think is some people need something to focus on in life because the world is so chaotic.
Mhm.
And so the Xbox, PlayStation console war is their like thing to focus on.
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
easy to conceptualize. It's easy to say I own a PlayStation, Xbox bad, or I own Xbox, PlayStation bad. But these people are sick. Let me make that very clear. I'm not saying this is not the people who take it too serious, just like people who take anything too serious. There's something. There's
I
something.
mean,
They
it's horrible. I mean, look what happened with for example, Astrobot. Astrobot was released. Everybody said, "Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it,
surgeon.
got it." And I told everybody this game's got to sell 10 million copies by October 6th. If not, you're gonna get it from me. And guess what happened? It did not. It didn't.
Which one was this?
Astrobot didn't even hit #1. Jesus. I mean, I was
Oh
sad.
man, you're taking shots at Astrobot.
No, I was not. I'm taking shots at Astro, but I'm mad at the PlayStation community for not supporting this damn game. They should have gotten the
This
10
is
million.
yo. This is classic console war. He is mad at the community
Yes, for not
for
buying the
for
game.
proving him right.
Exactly. Why? What happened for me right? I even said, go support this game. Go buy it. Same thing with Concord.
Louis, you're an Xbox guy. Louis, you're an Xbox guy. What do you have to do? That's in what gun surgeon. What is going on? Trot mentality is literally in our DNA. Hard to. I hear you, but Louis, so I am going to play Rudix right now.
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to play Rudix or one of these.
Okay, go for it.
Why? Okay. So this is what the PlayStation person would say because I am versed in the console war.
Okay.
Louis, I respect you talking about Astrobot because you have no games over there. So it's great that you can talk about our games over here.
Oh, I have to talk about it because, damn it. I mean, oh my God. I mean, when that game released, right, everybody was like, oh man, this game is great. This is the God. This is everything. I'm like, okay, this is everything. So go buy it. I'm waiting for you to go buy it. I want to see PlayStation go out here like they do and say, we sold 10 million copies. I want to see that. I want to see Astrobot. And not only that, I also said, because this is like a cool mascot, right? I mean, I was like,
I have not. I know. No, I deleted that app on the PlayStation, so I don't know.
which one? Astrobot?
Because it comes when you first buy a PlayStation. It's one of
Oh,
the. It's like
it's fun. It's fun. It's
I don't know.
fun. It's fun. The only thing,
It looks ugly.
the only bad thing about that game is you gotta blow on the controller, and I'm not really like that. That was the only because when you blow and you have to blow it, all of a sudden you see spit all over the controller. I'm like, God.
Louis, when you have to blow, can you do that motion again? It seemed like you did that. You seem like you did that a little too natural, Louis. A little too natural. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to go. What time step is at 2:18? I'm gonna have to get that. Like what do you know what you did?
I know.
Oh,
It happened. I mean, Silent Cypher's got so many gifts of me of doing stuff on the channel. Like I got the controls, like, and then there's another clip where I'm just talking, and I do not know. I make a hand gesture. That sounds like a Lou. Did you just know what you did?
I was like, what are you
And I was like, what did I do? And he kept saying, you do not know what you did. I was like, what did I do? Because I'm just talking. Just, I move my hands when I talk a lot. And the hand gesture was, so I forgot that. I'm like, what?
Dude, I mean, earlier today you did this. Do you remember you did this when the alien? You did that. Do you
Which
remember
one?
that when you were talking about the alien in the tail? You said
alien. Yeah. I don't know. It just comes out naturally,
Oh my goodness, this dude, yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, I do sorts of stuff in the show in the morning. And everybody loves it, and what I love about his Purple is that everybody just goes in there and hangs out, and not only that, they also talk. They express their opinions. I love to read what the chat says. What they gotta say. I laugh at all of their comments and everything. That's why I do that morning show to give them that opportunity. I remember one day someone asked me, "Lou, what are you going to do when you get 1,000 people?" I'm like, I don't know, but I have to figure something out during that time.
No,
It's
I
just,
mean, I think anytime people can get together and I see Gun Surgeon came in, y'all, if you have not seen that episode of Shades of Purple last week, Gun Surgeon, amazing job. But Gun Surgeon just came in. But yeah, no, I think anytime you get to just talk about gaming and you
yeah.
realize it's gaming, like I think it's a good time. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
it's always a good time. That's why every time before I go, I ask everyone what they're playing because I always like to know what they're playing. Because some people, for example, they mention games I haven't seriously heard of or anything. I'm like, let me look for that game. Oh, let me go check it out. And I do go check it out. I do go try it. I
What
even
is
write it down.
chat playing? Let's ask
What?
chat. What is chat playing?
What is that playing? That's the
What is chat playing? What is your game right now? Or what are the games you're playing? I can tell y'all right now, I am playing. Louis, you go first, and then I'll
Oh,
say
like
it.
I was telling you, I'm back to Metal Gear. I had this. I was like, man, I gotta go in espionage, take down bad guys. You know, like a pro.
The original
Metal
Metal Gear.
No, not the original. I'm playing Metal Gear. I played Ground Zeroes, and now I'm playing Phantom Pain. I'm
So you're
playing
going through the Metal Gear series. So you're doing retro. So you're doing retro gaming right now.
just do. Until Snake Eater comes out. You know, I'm like, yeah, go Snake Eater. That's gonna be
Oh,
different.
Lens of Truth coming in. Lens, we got to get you on the show too. Lens of Truth is another gamer. Does a lot of cool games. Lens, he'll like this. He's a Nintendo guy. Look, Lens of Truth, I got it. Everybody's like, who is this stupid thing for? It's for me. And when I sell it on eBay for $500, it'll be for me too. Okay? Yeah, y'all want to know what that is?
Yeah. Purple, I got a
Buy
question
low,
for you.
sell high. Buy low, sell high.
Okay, this is gonna be a good question for you. How come, for example, I have tons of old stuff here. I have tons of old crap, right? But Nintendo actually holds the damn value on these games. Not only that, they also increase by a lot. Because, for example, Breath of the Wild, the console that got sold, right? I think it was like $300 or $400, right? Now, if you go, oh, Plume, you're gonna get one, Plume. Plume, didn't we talk
Plume's
about
not gonna get one. Plume's not gonna get one. Plume's trolling me. Plume
No,
is
no, no,
trolling
no,
me.
no, 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 no.
I feel like he's trolling.
Anything about Nintendo, Plume buys. Plume is a Nintendo guy.
What? How does
Yep.
he and Silent Cypher sit in the same room?
I don't know. I mean, how? I don't know because sometimes I even had to start to quit trolling Silent Cypher because he got mad at me because I trolled him a lot with Nintendo. But yeah, I mean, Silent Cypher just can't stand Nintendo. But Plume is a Nintendo guy, and he just everything
I
is
love
Nintendo.
Nintendo. So
Yeah, Nintendo's so much fun. Oh, Plume said he's gonna get two.
yeah, I do have two. I have two, y'all. I will say, like, I actually like.
You have two?
Yeah. So yesterday,
Oh, man.
yesterday I was coming. Like, I called because I didn't think because the article was weird. It was like, go on the Nintendo store, or go to the or Nintendo Online. I was like, I don't have time for this. So I called the store and I said, like, yo, do y'all have any Nintendo, the alarm clocks? And they're like, yeah, they're not going to be here for long. And I was like, who the hell would buy this thing? And sure enough, I went and people were like, buy. And I was like, oh, man. So I got it. And then like 30 minutes after the store opened today, it was closed. So I do have this one and another one, just in case it does a Tickle Me Elmo. So if y'all remember Tickle Me Elmo, the thing launched in like October and no one took it serious until you couldn't get one during Thanksgiving. If this does a Tickle Me Elmo, like that's why I did it.
I can't find it on Amazon. But either way, I can't purchase it because I got two collector's editions coming in. Damn it, Nintendo! Why didn't they sell it now? I got two.
I know. I don't know. But y'all, what I'm playing right now is Diablo 4. And obviously I'm playing Until Dawn on my stream. And I'm trying to beat this secret boss in Prince of Persia that kind of giving me a little. Oh, and then X Defiant. I can't forget X Defiant.
Bro, how can Nintendo hold that value though? That's something I don't understand. I mean,
because the name of the game, Louis. I
Right.
get it. You're used to Xbox and they lose money. I get it. You're used to Xbox and they give away things. They don't really know how to run a business over there. But Nintendo.
Hey, I got my Switch. Hey, don't troll me. I got my Switch.
No, but you know, like Nintendo understands that if they don't give it away for free, people are gonna have to buy it, and they're all about people spending money. If it says Nintendo,
It's incredible.
they're
Those
gonna
guys,
they're gonna make money from it.
anything. I mean, that alarm clock came out. I mean, me and Plume were like I said, I was because it checks your movements. I was like, so wait, so what happens if you do other stuff in bed?
What? No, look. All I'm
I
gonna
had to
say
throw it
is,
out there because it's late now, so I can throw it out there. But yes, I was like, is it gonna get the movement from what other people do in bed? You know, something like that. Because I mean, I'm just curious. But because
so
it's sold out. Oh man.
all I'm gonna say, look, Louis, it is all about sleep health, okay? And I think part of sleep health is your sex life and your health in your sex life, you know? And so if Nintendo is getting in the business, by the way, y'all, Nintendo has like some rated X games. Y'all think that thing is for like kids? Nintendo, there are some
Okay.
crazy games on Nintendo.
Let me see now. What are Nintendo? Okay, please, Lord, Google, don't get. Let me go private because
Yo, there are, you're gonna go.
my wife uses this computer. I don't want her right to find out. But you're looking up Nintendo porn stuff, you know?
No, there are some legit, like, I'm dead serious. Nintendo, like,
Okay.
there are some legit, like, what the heck is this type of games on Nintendo? I am not kidding you. STK9, he knows them all.
I just got a bunch of porn sites. That's it.
Nintendo has earned its value with its sex talk with. I'm just saying, like, if the Nintendo alarm clock is serious about understanding the health that I have in bed, they should measure.
Holy smokes, they do. There's a Senran Kagura Peach Ball. What the heck is that? What am I looking at? What the heck?
Oh my goodness.
What am I looking at?
I told you, Nintendo, y'all, like, they don't advertise that on, it's on the Nintendo store though.
It is. You got waifu to discover medieval fantasy. Oh, dear Lord. What am I looking at? I did not know Nintendo had this stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Bubble bath babes. Oh, okay.
Y'all see Louis grabbing his Switch?
Oh
my goodness.
Virus. Oh my god.
You think you're gonna get a virus because you saw a video game?
No, I did not. No, just in case, you know, I don't want to get.
Oh my goodness.
Like I said, I did the search incognito because I don't want like the wife come up and say, "What are you looking at Nintendo AAA games? So what's wrong with you?"
I'm telling you. So, like, all I'm saying is, like, low key, Nintendo is just taking care of things. It's going to let you know, are you not getting enough sleep? Are you not getting enough whatever your fancy is in bed? And it's going to recommend recommendations. I think that is good.
Yeah, that's good then. Then I have to get an alarm on. Now, where can I find one, Purple?
I don't. Well, I like I said, I am waiting for the price to creep up to. Y'all think I'm joking?
Yeah,
let this thing get to Tickle Me Elmo status, and then you'll be asking, why did I not buy a
Every time you say the Tickle Me Elmo thing, my head goes somewhere else. I don't know.
Where does your head go with Tickle Me Elmo? Louis, where does your head go with Tickle Me Elmo? Louis, talk this out. Talk this out.
Because because you say it's gonna be like Tickle Me Elmo, so I'm like
Louis, what were you doing with the Tickle Me Elmo, Louis?
I did not buy a Tickle Me Elmo. I don't have a Tickle Me Elmo. I don't own
You don't have a Tickle Me Elmo. What did you want to do with a Tickle Me Elmo?
Because every time you mention it, I was like, what the hell is a Tickle Me Elmo? Oh, the Elmo the doll. Okay, the Elmo from
What did you think I was saying?
I don't know.
Louis, what did you think? I need to know, because if I say this,
it sounds like you're ticklish or something. I don't know. Like
oh, you thought I was. Y'all, do y'all know what I'm saying with Tickle Me Elmo, or is this some type of like slang for like?
Yeah, it is kind of like a slang.
Is it a slang for like I want to just get
Let me see. Okay.
slammed or something?
No, you won't get slammed. No, you won't.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Is
Let me
that
see.
Purple saying like she wants to just like
Oh Lord, you don't want to. I'm not gonna read this. I'm just gonna
what does
send
it
it.
say? What does tickle me Elmo
Oh,
mean?
Tickle me Elmo, a sexual move after in someone's tickle
Mouth?
that person rigorously,
What
hoping
are
that.
you I need to see what this is. I need to see what this is. What are you saying?
I'll just, I'll just send it to you. It's Urban Dictionary. I'll just send it to you, purple. I'll
Tickle me
just.
Elmo Urban Dictionary?
No,
What?
no. That's why I told you this. Every time you said, I was like, "Oh Lord, please, please, just tickle me."
What?
I was like, "Please, Lord, keep the ball."
What?
I mean, I'm telling you, that's why. I just laughed right here. I'll send it to you, purple. Did you see it?
Yeah. What
Send it to you right now through Twitter. Go
yeah,
ahead.
what is that? What look, extra life, don't read it. Don't read it. Don't read it.
Don't
Don't
read it.
read it.
Don't put it in the chat. Don't do
You're never gonna look at that
no,
that
no, no,
that
no,
puppet again.
no, no.
I don't know how like,
Because
yeah, but who would have made that up? Who would have said, like, you know what?
it's
Let's
just like,
call this the Tickle Me Elmo.
I'll give you an example. The other day I learned what pie mixed with something is. I did not know what pie mixed with that. It starts with the C, right? But I remember that I enjoy eating the C pie, right? I enjoy eating C pie. I love it. And I was literally right here saying, "Oh man, I love it." And somebody else was like, "Yeah, you do love it, don't you?" Say, "Oh, you don't know how much I love that pie. That pie is delicious." But
Oh my
then when
goodness.
I googled it up, I'm like, "Oh, whoops." you know?
Oh my goodness. Pie and cakes and Tickle Me Elmo and Nintendo games. This I've never heard of this. Geek, I never in geek. Where did this come from? Who literally did you see the
Yeah.
example sentence they use?
Let me see from where that came from because it's probably from a movie. Where did the Tickle Me Elmo slang come from? Let's see.
Who just made this?
I don't know. It's probably from a movie or something.
The
I don't know.
chick was so drunk. Once she passed out, we gave her the Tickle Me Elmo. No one says this. No one says this. Last time I was tickled on my elbow, I didn't find it was on my funny bone to laugh. Oh my goodness. Holds with
But
the.
yeah, but where did that come from though?
It's not. It's
we
not.
gotta
This
look for
is.
some thinking for that.
I don't even know what this is. Like I had to like break this down visually. The act.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like for one, like this person has to be super passed out if you're using their hand
Oh, dear
to
Lord.
to masturbate,
Oh,
and then
dear.
using their hand and then tickling their face, so you get like a feather and tickle their face, so they. Oh my goodness! So then their hand. Oh, I get it. I get it.
Right?
I
Because
get
I
it. I
remember,
get
I
it.
remember
I
I
get
heard
it.
that term from somewhere, but I was like, where did I don't remember. I
Oh
think
my
it was
good. Lens of Truth, you did not have to do that, Lens. Lens of Truth says, keep up the fun content, streams, and conversations, Purple. Nintendo games are the best, but the online is 3 gens behind. Totally hear ya.
They need to fix that. Fix the online. Damn
Lens
it.
of Truth must know what some of these games that you were watching are, Louis.
No. Not what games? No. I did not watch nothing. I just typed in Google Nintendo. I went in it, of course, because again, if the wife goes in there, she said, "What are you watching this?" Right? So I went in there just to see what if there's actual triple X games from Nintendo, and yes, there is a bunch. Just never made it to America, I guess.
You can get them in the Nintendo store.
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Why would you not be able to get them in the Nintendo store?
I don't know. I mean,
Oh, no worries, Lens. Thanks for coming by. Thank you, Lens. And y'all, Lens of Truth is a great content creator too. If you're into any of the racing, F-Zero, Mario Kart, does all that. Does a lot of Nintendo content, but does a lot of other content as well.
F-Zero. Oh my god, that brings me
He
flashbacks.
does have the F-Zero, the 100 racer one.
Oh, F-Zero's a great game. That's a fun racing game. Fun
He does
racing
it
game.
on his channel. It's super, like I said, it's just fun when you run into people. So many
Who
different
play
types of gamers here. So many
who
different.
plays games, because that's something I always say in my channel in the mornings. First, I'm a video game fan. Second, I am a console war fan. But with the console wars, I don't take it seriously. I just like to, troll, have my fun. That's all I do. But I don't take it like too hard. Like, wait, you're saying something bad about Xbox? You go to hell? No, I don't do that. I mean, I'll
Oh,
debate with you for fun, but nah, I don't mind that. You game wherever you're happy, man. As long as you're gaming, that brings me happiness. I
the
mean,
funny thing about the console, if you like talked, have you ever been to like Gamescom or like the game developer, to
I
any of the
want to go.
developers?
I want to go. Purple. I want to go. I have that plan
So
for next year.
the funniest thing is like if you talk to the people who've been in the industry like 15,
Yeah.
if they've been in the industry like 12 years, chances are they've been at like PlayStation, Xbox, EA. They've been at like 6 or 7 different companies that
Yeah.
like console war people are like, oh, you're on this side or this side. But it's like literally the same developers just move around everywhere. And
Hmm.
so it's like really like obviously not like the Phil Spencer, but a lot of the developers, they'll be like, oh yeah, we were like at Xbox or and now we're at EA or now I'm doing something at this startup or I'm doing this
What
indie
is
one.
it?
It's
But
like
is there a
they all
console war internally or no? Like they will
no.
meet them up like, yeah, you should be PlayStation. Forget Xbox.
No,
Let's
I
go
mean
there.
obviously at and I'm starting to lose my voice. Obviously at they have like the pride and they're like, oh, we want to catch whatever, or oh, we want to make sure we have a better game or a better launch. Like they have their like
Okay,
internal, but no,
game. Yeah.
as far as like the game, no, there's actually quite a bit of camaraderie.
Yeah.
And so anytime they hear something like when earlier this year when Xbox laid off 1900 people, PlayStation people were like really like those are some of their friends,
Yeah.
and then when PlayStation people got laid off, like you see the same like sentiment because these are
Yeah.
it's a small community. And
And I,
so
and I, and I always tell this to people. I mean, if you see openings, or I always say this in the morning when I see layoffs, that's my main talk. I say, well, this layoff is happening. If you guys see them, looking for a job, make sure if you find something, you pitch it to them just in case they can get that job, so they can continue on doing those awesome things they do. I always say that because at the end of the day, layoff sucks, but if we can help them out to get a job, that's awesome. That's awesome if people can actually do that.
no, they are. It's not like what we.
Yeah.
When I say we, it's not like I said. The YouTube gamosphere it's very like, if anything, I think that is true that these are just very different crowd. Even though they're playing the same game,
Yeah.
they're just miles apart on like the console, or like they laugh. They make me laugh. Like most of the
Laugh all the
developers
time.
at Xbox and PlayStation I know play on PC. Strange. Most of the people most of those, all of them, whether they're cloud, console, most of them are PC.
Because of
But
course, I mean, they gotta develop the game. So
but they buy
basically,
it all. They buy it all. It's not like,
yeah, they buy it all just to test to see what they can use from
or
here.
there's, I mean, or it's just different. But yeah, so I think it's just like I enjoy when people can talk. Like I have so many different games here. Like seeing when everybody put out what they're playing. If I go back up to that, that was kind of a cool little thing to see. Um, Monster Hunter Rise, The Last of Us 2. Keeps playing that. Silent Hill 2 remake finished yesterday. Extra Life. Neo 2. Gun Surgeon. He he's so Louis. I don't know if you knew this. Gun Surgeon came on our channel yesterday. He has an amazing show. He streams every day. Gun Surgeon lost his hand in a motorcycle accident,
Oh
and
no!
he's been able to learn how to game with one hand, and his
Wow.
entire community is like built off of like amputees, and he teaches
Oh,
them
that's
how to
awesome.
game given their disability. It's super, super
That's
cool guy.
that's
Super cool.
that's one of my main. If I always tell myself this. This is why I go on YouTube every day. I always tell myself this every single time. The day if Louis becomes big, if I become like a big YouTuber, whatever that happens, cool, awesome. I mean, I'm gonna go out there, and help people like that have a disability, out there to try to help them out just to play games, and enjoy what we enjoy in gaming because it takes you away. And for me, hearing that, it's always beautiful. Like for example, I remember I think it was in the Tokyo Game Show week, right? I think it was the 3-day Tokyo Xbox Game Show, right? I mean,
Uh, yes, yes, yes. A few like a month
yeah,
ago.
that was a month ago. Yeah, I
Or
remember
3
they
weeks ago.
showed the controller, and I remember just seeing people typing. Nobody cares about the damn controller. Say, well, you know what? I do care about the damn controller. Not on my chat, but in the
Oh
Xbox chat.
yeah.
I was like, this is awesome. And actually, that was probably one of the highest rated shows that I gave. I said, for me, this show was super high rated today because they actually showed a controller that can let people game and everything. I mean, that's every time I see that, it just brings happiness to me
If
because
you
I want
if you ever if you want to, like I said, he actually talked about it a little bit in his show, where his main way to game was based upon this controller and then that controller ended up uh not working, so then they stopped making it. Like the company went out of business.
oh,
And so,
yeah,
but through that, he actually got to meet, who was it? He knows the Razer CEO, like the Razer
nice.
company,
Yeah, very fun. Yeah,
and
nice.
and they like really hooked him up and everything. And he didn't really get to talk. We're gonna have to bring him on the show again. But yeah, that's gone super super dope, dude.
That's
Super
awesome, man. I
dope.
mean, like I say, I remember the one time I was watching this Forza video, and I was really amazed that I was seeing like a blind person play Forza. I was like,
Oh yeah,
that's
Forza did
that's awesome. I was like, man, this is just beautiful. For me, watching that is beautiful. It's beautiful. It's
well,
beautiful.
he
I mean,
beat, like I said, he beat what was it? He beat Neo 2, which is R1. He beat Black Myth Wukong. He plays it all. He plays it all. So,
Jesus, that's
and he
awesome. That's
teaches,
awesome.
what I think is amazing is he teaches other people to do it.
Of course, because sometimes people might not just get it. So if
No, he has
something
like his whole
happens,
community.
yeah, yeah,
Whole
yeah.
community. Well, Louis,
Yeah.
this was super fun.
It was. It was
And
awesome.
thank you all to chat. Everybody who donated, like, come back. I'm gonna give it all back to y'all. It'll be in y'all's chat. Causing a storm. So thank you all. Just to everybody. I mean, so many content creators, so many gamers, so many people who've been there since day one. And just thank you all for coming by and learning about Tencent. What did we talk about today? Tencent.
We danced a
We
little bit. Talk about
tri-
the
Nintendo Triple X.
Triple X, the
We
Tickle Me
talked about
Elmo,
the Tickle Me
the
Elmo,
blowing up controller, the hand gestures.
the hand gestures, whatever. Louis blowing. We talked about a ton of stuff today. When everybody's playing, this was super fun.
so,
Um, so no, thank you all
that
for
was
coming
awesome.
by.
That's what I love to see when chat just types. I love that. It's always that keeps me going.
No, they're super cool. And Holt, yeah, Holt is he's another person who has his vision. He can't see certain things, so he has to wait. Games need to have the feature. He can't play them. So a lot of people in here. But Louis, I know you talked about it earlier. Let people know where they can find you and when
Oh,
they can find you.
oh my God, I'm everywhere pretty much. I mean, I'm in the morning shows, Xbox International. Well, it's not Xbox International podcast. It's crazy. Good morning with Crazy Louie. So basically, in the mornings, I send out a signal at Twitter, which is at Crazy Lou Gaming, and I send out a signal saying I'm going live on YouTube and on my own Discord. I sent out the signal to tell people, hey, I'm going live, so you can join us right there. In the morning, just me and the chat, just chilling, just having fun. Talking about what's happening every single day. That's what I do, and have just great discussions. On Wednesdays, Xbox International Podcast at 7 p.m. ET with Silent Cipher, Soundblow, and the Big Boom. We go on there and we talk about what happened during the week. And on Friday, sometimes if I get invited, XBI Podcast en Español for people who speak Spanish with Captain Elvin, Eternal Shaddai, Asuka Gaming, and Metal Berserker. Man, it's just too many shows. Too many shows. The crazy ones are in a lot of shows.
I love hearing that list because some of those are Shades of Purple alumni. Plume, we're looking at you.
Boom, you need to come on. Boom,
Doesn't want
you
to tell his story. I don't know. I think he's doing baseball stuff in Canada.
Oh yeah, he does baseball
he's
stuff.
Like
yeah, I see he recruits Dominican baseball players. You know, I make fun of him a lot.
And y'all, thank y'all so much for again. Thank you so much to the community. Thank you. It's so many people. Like I said, there's tons of people, content creators here, gamers here, people who've been there since the beginning of my journey. I cannot tell y'all what this means. Just the community aspect to talk about games. Many of us are obviously, 40s and 50s, and so it's I can't talk to like my girlfriends about games like this. So thank y'all for being that community for me. And for gaming, I will be playing Until Dawn again Sunday. And you might be able to find me in Diablo or X Defiant in between then. And obviously Shades of Purple on Thursday. I don't know. Let me know, y'all, in the comments if y'all. Obviously, Louis and I went everywhere. We did a little bit of everything. We did a little bit of business talk there for a while, game talk, and then what did you call it, Simpleton? A little purple after dark. Let me know if y'all like that, because a couple of people have asked me to talk more about just more adult theme type of conversations and relationships type of stuff, and obviously having like a woman's perspective. I don't know. I don't think it's unique. I don't know. I'm like I was a military chick, so I don't know. Kind of weird. But let me know if y'all want that, and I might be able. There's some ideas. I just don't know if y'all would be open to that kind of conversation on like a consistent basis. So, but with that, thanks again, everybody. It's been awesome.
Oh yeah, Purple. Thank you for having me on. I forgot about that. It was awesome. Always fun hanging out with you.
No, you made this crazy, and thank you again to everybody. But with that, y'all know I'm about to do this thing. I don't care where you game, how you game, why you game, what you game on. As long as you're gaming, you're good with me. And as always, the proof is in the playing. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.